Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and today is an exciting day because we have this new strange creature. It is a dwarf, yet he's wielding a javelin, spear, and a warden shield. Kind of strange. So yes, the Dwarden, or Dwarf Warden, has finally arrived to the Lord of the Rings Online, and there are a whole lot of other new race and class combinations, but those will not be the focus of today for me. I will be focusing on this new character, and it looks like I have to load my UI layout. We'll be focusing on the Dwarf Warden today, and maybe in the future I can check out some of the others, but it's very unlikely. Perhaps Dwarf Captain, but probably not. I don't really play dwarves, and similar Race of Man Runekeeper, that one just does not interest me at all, to be honest. And the other two new race class combinations is both Hobbit, and I don't really like playing Hobbit, so it's unlikely that I will play those, but perhaps I could be convinced somehow. We'll see on that. But yeah, the plan today is at least to start with this new character, the Dwarden, and just kind of play it a little bit. One thing that has bothered me with dwarves, I know, a brawler up to like level 20-ish, somewhere thereabouts, is the low camera angle, which can sometimes be nice, but it's just something I have to get used to, because I've played basically my entire LOTRO time with the camera angle a lot higher, for elves usually, but also Race of Man. And we can get started. I just did all this stuff, so I'm actually not going to do it. I'm going to do the intro skip, which is one of my favorite things, and just happens to somehow be on sale in the LOTRO store, 25% off. It's as if Standing Stone Games sometimes is smart. And they decided to put that on sale right when a lot of people would be making new characters. So we'll just go to the LOTRO store that you all cannot see because it opens in a browser, and open that. And while I'm doing that, I'll get to chat. Did one sale to Justice, and 3 p.m. would probably be Pacific time. It should be 6 p.m. my time, I hope, is when I scheduled the stream, because that is when I'm going live. And then Sand and Snow and Angel. Let's see, what am I doing? I'm a warden. Wait, I don't want to do that. I want to do the intro skip. I want to talk to this dwarf. There we go. We'll get the medium armor pack. So one thing I'm going to be very curious is how a dwarf warden looks. Because to me, a dwarf warden doesn't make all that much sense. I don't really see dwarves as that much of agile creatures, or they might be natural sprinters, but I don't know about long distance marathon runners, which are like the two things Warden are that go strongly against when I think of dwarves, at least. We'll go ahead and celebrate some Hobbit birthdays with our Hobbit gifts there. Can't even use the Virtue XP, I'm not high enough level. Wow. I did get rare crafting component ×5, so that's nice. Otherwise, from intro skip stuff, we get medium armor pack. I'll probably go ahead and just use all that. As far as questing goes, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do to get this character leveled up, because I'm more excited to get him to, say, like level, I don't know, I feel like level 20 range is when a lot more options open up for leveling. I think this character could be a good contender for my first character to ever go through Yondershire, so that's a possibility. Does this actually take you to Rivendell? Oh no, I have to actually travel to Rivendell. Wow, I could spend a Mythril coin though. Hello, Rift Magus. So I'm considering for the lower levels to use my XP boosting items just to help that go a little bit faster, so I can get to... Man, I really have not planned this character, to be honest. I knew I'd be making a character when this update came out, knew it was coming out, and knew that it came out. I think, when did it come out? Yesterday? So I was like prepared, but not actually prepared for what I wanted to do on the character to level up, so this is a bit strange. Maybe I'll go to Arch It. It's been a while since I've done the Race of Man starter area, and maybe I'll do that one for a little bit of variety, because if you all did not see, I very recently did a sort of dual co-op live stream with Bright Life rather. And we went through the elven portion of Eredluin. So I don't think I quite want to repeat that, basically. So we'll try to find our way to Arch it somehow. How about Combe? I did not know you could actually swift travel directly to Combe. I didn't even know you could travel to Nogland without discovering it. That's like some dwarf favoritism. They can travel to Nogland, but I don't think... Do elves have to discover Dwilland? I thought they did. It could be because I'm a dwarf, though. Or maybe they've updated this, but I don't remember as an elf being able to travel to Dwilland, but I actually think you can, so never mind on all that I'm saying. The UI, so I'm playing on 1440p. For me personally, I love the UI size on 1440p. It's nice and small, but that's exactly a problem for some people. And I know on 4K it's very small for people.
What do you need?
I don't know if you can help me.
I don't think I've ever played a dwarf in this area of Breland, in like the Combe Archit starter area. I probably won't go to Archit and just not bother with that. But yeah, that's going to be a little bit interesting. Also, I mentioned I think I will go ahead and use my XP boosters just to help things move along a little bit so we can get to more exciting stuff. By the time we get to Before the Shadow, that mini expansion that's coming at some point, I will not be in such a hurry for the very low levels. Let's see, Journeyman Writing, definitely want to get that. I don't even know what I opened, but it's probably useful. Actually, that's the Mordor one. It's the least useful one. Armor of the Hammerhand. I have Shield of the Hammerhand. Hold up, I gotta look for... not War of Three Peaks. 11 year. There's Fate of Gundabad. And here's Minas Morgul. Oh, there's a cat. How about that one? There we go. I have some stuff. Wait, Steed of the Great Alliance. Do I already have that steed somehow? Maybe I opened things out of order, but the whole point is I have a messy inventory and I have all my XP boosting items to help me go a little bit fast. And yeah, I'd consider doing, I actually considered not farm and cook specifically, but doing crafting. I know crafting can be very fast. It's something I still might do. I would have to check what resources I have on the server because I honestly forget with all the characters I've been doing and organizing my stuff. I actually forget what options I have for crafting, but I do want to make this character an explorer, and that does mean I will want to get him crafting materials. So maybe we could do a kind of 2-for-1 and get him some XP and... yeah, get my crafting progressed up a little bit, just to have a head start in that. Hello, Culture Clash. And Fizzle, you're wondering if you should read all the quest text. Some people do. I personally don't really do that. With LOTRO, occasionally I'll skim the quest text if it's something that's actually interesting. It gives me reason to skim it. But otherwise, I typically, personally don't, but I know a lot of people do. Okay, so if I get crafting, I want to do that before I leave Combe. I'm just excited to go out and play this Dwarf Warden, but there's some other things that would be good to do first. It just takes so long to set up new characters. So we're going to join Explorer. And then as far as light hides, I actually have a lot of characters that might have light hides. So I really should investigate. I also should have, on some character, I should have, what are those thingies? Universal Toolkit. So I clearly don't have that here. And then hide-wise, yeah, I only have high level, so... we will, as this cat wants some attention, we will switch characters already. Very exciting, huh? Play the Dwarden, walk around a little bit, talk to some people, and it's time to stop. So characters with light hides, I would probably be a good idea to check my tailor first. I think this is my new tailor, but it's with something that's so low tier, it's entirely possible that another character has like a much larger storage of light hides. I also could buy a bunch, and I'm focusing on light hides, but it's also true that I could use copper ore. I could use all the next tier stuff, barrow iron, rich iron, and all that stuff to give me a little bit of an XP boost. So I guess I'll open, this will take a moment, but I will open all of my carryalls at some point. Here's a universal toolkit I don't need, so there was some use logging into this character. So it'll send them to, if anybody missed, my character's name is actually Dwarden. I was fortunate enough to get that name, and I had a character reserved for that. Okay, where'd the universal toolkit go? There it is. And then we are going to look for my carryalls, which I have one of on this character. So I'm looking for, we're going to look for light. Oh, I have plenty of light hides. That's good. I gotta take them out first. And then I doubt I have any ore on this character. That would be quite weird. Actually, I have Earlingas, but I remember why I have that. And then look for medium hide. I have 212. That's pretty good. I can also go ahead. Why not just send my brushed in case I need those? And then we'll also look for sturdy. Okay, this character is doing a little bit better with hides than I thought he would be. I'm a little bit more organized than I expected. That's a lot of pristine hides. That could get me a ton of XP if I use those just for XP. What's the next one? Exceptional. I also have a lot of those. Wow. This is what happens when I pull all my resources together on one server. Okay, this character should be able to craft through quite a few tiers. I don't even remember what comes after. Would it be ear? I don't think it'd be earlingas. It would be Ritter mark? I don't think it. Oh yeah, this character's tailor's not even up. It would be Westfold, and that'd be Kalinard hides. Okay, I don't think I have those right here. Yeah, I have some finished. So I'll start with that for now. That has tons of them. And Alex, I am on the Landerval server now. Dwarf Captain. A lot of people are excited for Dwarf Captains, I know. I believe, if I remember correctly, I have some people in the kin planning on doing Dwarf Captains. And similar with Hobbit. Hobbit Lore Master seems to be a particularly popular choice. Hobbit Champion, a little bit less so, but I've seen a couple comments with that. And Brian, it sounds like you are going with Hobbit Champion. So other characters with these crafting resources, I think my Guardian would be the best bet for some low-level ores, but this one I'm definitely less sure on, but we can get these and that'll help me knock out a character and also eventually help me level this character through the very low levels a bit faster. It would honestly be nice if I could essentially skip all the way to level 15-ish. That way I could jump straight into something exciting, like maybe Barrow Downs. I could do Barrow Downs, then go straight to, or I could go straight to Yondershire. Honestly, if I have enough stuff, that would be a little bit exciting. I'm just concerned Yondershire won't be the most exciting zone for a new Warden, but gotta think more positive than that. I also don't think this character, based on the inventory alone, it's not looking all that good. I have silver ore. I do have some rich iron ore. But yeah, based entirely on the inventory, I'm not too confident this character will have everything I need. So, we will go to Southbury and I'll at least check my vault. Don't necessarily need to do the whole town services thing. I forget, what level is this character? 105? I'm still, oh yeah, so I was thinking my Guardian would be a 120 boost character and Captain could be a 130 boost character. Obviously, I have not gotten to that, but I forgot that was one of the plans with this character. Hold up. I did not really need to get on my war steed. So we are looking for my vault. And I have a decent bit of gold ore. That would ultimately be helpful. I don't think there's anything you can do with bronze ingots. Once you have them into bronze, yeah, there's nothing you can do. Barrel iron ingots I could turn into... I could turn them into low-grade steel ingots. I guess I could do that. If I don't have any other options, it's not like it's something I want to do, but these will just give me some options just in case I have nothing else. Really. Oh, here's copper ingots. Okay, so got the copper ingots. Any other ingots? I'm not seeing anything else. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and get this all sent so we can keep going on the move, not dilly-dally all too much. I think I already got that one. And it could be good if I just have extra lumps of not rich coal. I want regular coal. Just to go ahead and have that sent over to him. And then I'll still have to buy tin ingots and stuff like that, but I think that will have this character set. The problem with searching my characters for copper ore and the such barrel iron ore is I have so many different possibilities for characters that would have that stuff that I could spend like forever just searching for one. It's possible this captain does, for all I know. It's possible that my bank alt has some. I don't remember if I got to all of that. It's also possible that I don't have this stuff, so maybe I'll check this captain, because I wanted to log into this captain at some point anyway, just because I was not entirely sure what they have on them, so it would be useful for me to remind myself, because I was considering deleting this captain, but I'm still not entirely sure what I want to do with my captain or captains in the future. Oh yeah, this character doesn't have anything. Oh, that wasn't too helpful. But yeah, this is the character, I guess, a captain that was up for consideration for getting the level 130 boost. Okay, if I have one more character, it doesn't take too long to check like a single character, but I really have no idea for who could have more ores. Especially considering I thought I got mostly organized with that stuff, but we'll see. I'll check this lore master and then maybe trying to think if I've done a lot of crafting, but I think if I have done a lot of crafting on a character, I would have sent the stuff back over in my recent organization that I've done, like the first 4 streams when I got back to streaming in August and organizing my characters. So what does this lore master have? He does have some useful stuff, so not entirely pointless to log into him. That makes me feel a little bit better, especially compared to the captain. So I do have some stuff I can send over. I'll go ahead and send over the process stuff as well, because I will eventually have that same process stuff, and that way it can stack. And I think this is all that there will be. Hello, Bella. Piper is behaving. Okay, I'll get on the... not Brawley. We want Dwarden. Where is Dwarden? Oh, up at the top, right below Brawley. So I have 2 dwarves, and they both alphabetically, at least, happen to be at the top. Okay, now that I've seen that the chair is totally backwards, that's going to bother me. Okay, so this character should have tons of email. Sure, I can get that. Why not? Don't think I'll be helping Bingo Buffett right now. And I need to talk to... hopefully there is a supplier right here.
I help
I think I will need the supplier. Actually, I forgot about this, but I could get him Rowan wood stuff as well. I completely forgot about that aspect, but I won't bother with that. So we'll want to refine our bronze ingots, which means we need 10 ingot. Oh, I need some gold. This character is broke. Well, that's not good. I don't think I have any, like, piles, whatever they're called, of coin in here. Any of that stuff. I thought I might have from the move. I actually forget what they're called. They're called pile gold. I don't know. Die 14. I feel like that's totally butchering your name. But yes, if I notice anything about the animations. Oddly enough, we've been here almost half an hour, and I still have not gotten into combat at all with this Dwarden. So we'll get him some gold, and I will, while I'm getting him some gold, I'm going to log into a character that might have the stuff I need. Like, might have additional resources, so we'll try to do a 2-for-1, and just get him a little bit of money so he can give it to the supplier to buy some 10 ingots. And, okay, this character has some stuff I can use. Hopefully they have a little bit of silver. They have 8 gold, that's pretty good. So we're going to send to Dwarden. Ooh, this one's bound to account. That's going to cost 480 silver to send. I don't think I will do that then. So yes, I have sturdy hides, 8 of them, and 30 pristine hides, since I don't have enough pristine. But that'll give me a little bit of help at least. And I cannot forget the gold. We'll just go ahead and send 7. That's a nice number. Okay, so I think we're ready to just go back in for real, actually. Do some stuff. Do a little bit of crafting so I can get to combat. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see the animations and the such that the Dwardens have. I also have to find a better outfit for this character, so I will take a second to look at my wardrobe just to see what options I have. And we'll go... we're searching for 10 ingots. I think it's suppliers that have 10 ingots. It's been so long since I bought any. Do I want to... I probably don't need to buy 500. Maybe I'll buy like 100. I could actually take the time to try to figure out how many I need, but if it's only 40 silver, I honestly do not care all that much. Okay, so I think that is a study. This would be... Here's the good crafting room. We'll go ahead and start with Prospector. How about that? And then I do need to equip my universal toolkit. That would help. I don't know if I want to make all 100 of these. I wouldn't mind making a little bit extra, but I don't know how much I really care about that. But this should get me. I have all my XP boosting items. I consider, actually, this is really weird, but I have tons and tons of them. So I'm actually going to use a double XP boost. Oh, this is so weird to me because I have never done this before. I think I should have an XP. Let's do the wonderful search feature. There we go. I have tons of these. Like, really tons of these, so it's no problem for me to use one. I've just never used one in this type of situation. I could even do a rapid craft. Oh yeah, I have tons of these. So I could do this if I want as well. I think it stacks with the VIP stuff. I also have no idea how many more of those I need. So if I did 30 of those, we'll do the rapid craft. Yeah, that goes very fast. So we're going to have to be on the ball with crafting stuff while I have that rapid crafting. It only lasts a minute. So I really want to make sure I'm like not missing anything. And I think I used the XP boost, right? I got this character going all rapid mode. I've never done this, so it is exciting, even though we're not going with the, not actually doing any combat or anything. I also don't care about doing the mastery because this character would be used entirely for gathering, and for that I don't really care about the processing crit chance. So we're going to focus on raw materials first, and then refining after that. Yeah, Riff Magos and anybody else in the chat, really, if you are on Langeval and in need of a kinship, my kinship is not closed. I do not run the kinship though, but it is open to people that might wish to join. Hello, Arif? I hope that's close enough. Okay, it looks like we'll run into issue with the dwarf iron ingots. So that is probably where I will stop my prospecting, and you can see I already lost out on the rapid crafting, but that's okay. Forester, I still have tons of stuff, except I can only make brush light leather. Oh yeah, that's what I want to make. I could also consider going through tailor and just processing just to get XP. It'd be basically a waste of resources. You're kind of turning your light hides into XP as a way to think about it, but it's something I could do. Like if I really wanted to sit here crafting. Wow, this is kind of slow without a rapid crafting. I think we should use another rapid crafting. Arif. However that is pronounced, it's like a A-R-I-F. Thank you for becoming a channel member. I really do appreciate that and supporting the content moving forward. I hope you are enjoying this very riveting crafting gameplay where we are just churning out these medium leathers right now. No matter how his combat is against orcs and all the evils of Middle-earth, he, I think, can always go back to his medium leather crafting if he turns out to not be all that good at combat. Ooh. It'll be interesting, Bryant, on your comment. You said you rarely visit other servers. You're on Langeval through and through, and we'll be there until they force you to transfer. I think it would be interesting if there ever did come a time when, I don't know if I want to use another rapid crafting, but because I'm impatient, I will. Arif, thank you for not only becoming a channel member, but now you've upgraded to the silver tier. Again, I do appreciate that, and that helps support the content moving forward, and all the videos and streams help keep all that going, and hopefully contributes to improvements. I have a gnat flying around, which seems to be always the case. It's probably because it was, for me, a sort of garbage day. Like my garbage was getting full, so I just took it out, but gnats love the garbage, and I disturbed their temporary home. Oh, did I not drink my thingy? Wait, did I not drink the thingy? Why is my tool breaking? Subscribers jug? Did I not drink that? Accelerates crafting time and prevents wear. Is that not working? There it is. There's the buff from that. That is so weird. Okay. Can I repair with this? I can. So did I not? Oh, I thought I had accelerated. Yeah, my crafting was going this fast. That's weird. Like my crafting was already fast without that subscribers jug being drank. Also, we're level 15. So we're very close to Yondershire. We just need 3 more levels. I think we can do it if we sit here in AFK and do non-Dwarden-y stuff. Then we can get to that. And speaking of Dwarden-y stuff, Wreck-It Rogue, you are wondering how the Dwarden is treating me. Well, despite me being level 15, I have done 0 combat on this character. So, other than him being very great at particularly medium leathers, that's like his specialty. Other than that, I really don't know. I'll just do 90. So this will take... See, it seems forever. If you're just sitting here waiting for the crafting to get done, then it feels like you're sitting here waiting forever, but you craft, I believe it's 1 per second. So it's really only 90 seconds, which it does add up. If you're crafting like 10 sets of 90, that's quite a bit. That'd be like 15 minutes, I think, somewhere thereabouts. It feels like it takes forever as it's going on if you're just like sitting here waiting for that. That's why I tend to craft when I can either do other stuff, which I guess right now I can talk to you all, or I can, yeah, be AFK completely. And Ivan, this is a great method for leveling, especially to get to level 20, because I've done the intro places so many times that it's not always the most exciting to go through those, spend like an hour or whatever. I don't even know. I actually don't know how quickly I could get through something like Year of the Wind and get level 15. Uh-oh, what was interesting? Did I get off track? Did I completely distract myself? Got that done. I can sit here and go ahead and do this. I feel like at this point I might as well. I need 1 more level to, I believe, start Yondershire quest. They're minimum 23. Uh-oh, I had a squirrel moment. I tend to get distracted easily. So it's entirely possible that I was talking about something interesting, then something else interesting came up. The cat's being so peaceful. It's weird. So Wreck-It, you said you prefer quests even after running the newbie zones a ton. It's definitely more engaging. Like here, I'm just sitting here doing nothing really, while I am actually leveling relatively fast. It has slowed down, I will admit. I think, for me at least, getting all the way to level 18 doing this is impressive. Given I am running on double XP and almost double XP with my 25% XP boost. What would be the point? Bad Pickle, you're wondering what would be the point in my method? If you're talking about what I'm doing right now with crafting, it's mainly to get me to a little bit higher level. So I don't have to do basically the very intro zones. Tolkien would be opposed to this industrialization. Maybe. Well, this character, he is a hard worker for sure. Yeah, so instead of questing, it's just because I've done the intro zones so many times that I am generally more excited in LOTRO to like level 20 plus content. That's when I consider a character's real adventure beginning is level 20. So getting me to around that point will be, I think, just start me off in a more exciting area, really. And as far as Warden specifically goes, getting to level 21 will be nice because that's when you get your Gambit masteries. I needed tons of hides to get this character, or not this character. I just have so many of those on the server that it was no problem for me to do that. And now that I'm pretty much out of resources, not completely, but mostly out of resources. I still have tons of low level stuff I could do, low tier stuff. I will go ahead and get going on an actual adventure. I think we can start Yondershire. I really do have to think long term though, like where do I want to go after Yondershire with this character? I'm thinking Evandem right now. It's been a while since I've had a good Evandem playthrough. Here I am hitting my mount hotkey and I don't have a mount up. I feel like this character would be pretty good with a boar. I don't know about Fateful Thunder Boar, but we'll do that one. It has thunder in the name, so it has to be exciting. I just prefer the less armory boars, similar with mounts, but the thunder part's exciting. And then why Dwarf? Because it's brand new that you can play a Dwarf Warden. So I personally am not the biggest fan of dwarves, but it's very exciting having a new race that can play the Warden class. Okay, so I have never done Yondershire. I don't know where the intro quest to Yondershire is. And yes, that mount should play AC/DC when you ride it. I agree. So we have a couple exciting things going on, I guess. We have my first time playing a Dwarden, and my first time going through Yondershire. If I can find the quests that start Yondershire. I know there's a whole bunch of different areas in Yondershire, of course. A whole bunch of different camps went exploring the zone, but never actually properly quested through it. We could do a little bit of exploration on the way, Cat Templeton. I like the cat part of your name. Not that the Templeton is bad, but you said it's in Needlehole, so I will head there. Also, I still have the intro sky. This is from the Dwarf intro instance in Kellendam. Not Kellendam, Araluan, the Blue Mountains. So I will relog and that should fix it. I think, well, no, this character I've relogged a bunch. Maybe it's just gray skies today. That's entirely possible. How many pieces of leather got me to my level? I honestly have no idea because I just sent everything I had to this character and didn't really pay enough attention. Brandon, you got off at work at a decent hour and I'm streaming? That is crazy. Also, I think it is just a gray sky day. The intro sky, I think, is oranger. Kind of, honestly, something about the environment looks nice, though. It might sound weird, but seems pleasant, even though it's cloudy. Then again, I like clouds, so that might help. We'll take the interesting path. We'll go to Little Delving. And maybe I'll find some mobs or wolves or something along the way, and then we'll circle up to Needlehole. Dwarf Bay Warnings. I think it could actually be interesting having different options for Bay Warnings. I think the way it works, they might still have to be Bay Warning as a race, but there could be like Race of Man Bay Warnings and Dwarf Bay Warnings. I don't know if other ones like Elf would really make much sense, but I don't know, I feel like dwarves could be, without knowing too much of the lore there, I feel like dwarves could be good options. Alright guys, our first bit of combat as a Dwarden. Speaking of, I totally forgot to get this set up. Okay, this should work. Whoa. Yeah, so we do have my buttons are all messed up. I'll get that fixed in just a second. Oh, I actually am doing very bad. Okay, let's try to remember how to play. At the very least, I have heals, but this is not a good representation of the Warden class. I just have some stuff I need to fix here. That is loud. There we go. That's better. Okay, let me get these buttons where I actually know what's going on a little bit more. And I have no idea. Oh, I do have that bleed. Wow. I was going to say I have no idea what gambits I have, but I actually have Surety of Death. I have some strong gambits that I could be using. There we go. That's a strong one now that he's dead. With 2 damage, we will defeat that. Yeah, so very first experience was actually, this character is weak. He's wearing level 1 stuff, which, by the way, there's something I completely forgot about with this adventure. There's something new that I will be doing with this character that is quite exciting, that I completely forgot about, but I am reminded of with my level 1 gear plus my XP boosting items. And before we get to that, I have to build some suspense and change my clothes first. So do I have any good outfit for a dwarf? That stuff's actually, that's not terrible. I expected it to be worse. That would be a nice axe if I used an axe on this character, which could actually be a possibility just because he's a dwarf. Although using a spear on a dwarf, that's also interesting. That's a pretty neat sword, but I think it's two-handed. Brian, you do not need to craft me gear, which we'll get to that. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves if we're thinking about getting new gear. I really just have no idea what anything looks like. I wanted the day pack. That is usually my back item of choice, unless... Do I have my Warden Javelin pack on this? Yes, I do. Okay, that's better. We're using the Warden's pack for sure. What about well-used, worn, simple? What about that? Oh, no, no. That, I honestly could go with this. Probably without the bandana. The bandana, it adds style. It like adds character to this. I could go with this on this character, to be honest. If I went with this, there would be no javelins pack though. Very fancy shirt. I agree. Why do I have this? What's so special about the ram skin? Eye patch? I don't think I have anything with an eye patch. Ooh, the Gundabad stuff doesn't look terrible. Although I would not use the cloak. Although cloaks, actually, I'm not a big fan of cloaks, but on a dwarf for some reason, I don't know if it's because it's shorter, it doesn't look as bad to me. But this outfit looks, I think, a lot better on a dwarf than it does on... Like, I use this outfit on my elves. Do I have to change the color? What if I just did red? Okay, that'll change it to red there. And then we have Warden's pack. I have that in red as well. Okay, I could totally go with this outfit as well. So we have a couple outfit options. That's good enough for me for now. So... the thing with gear is I was thinking for this character that I was going to introduce a challenge to my leveling experience, and it is called the Naked LOTRO Challenge. My character won't be literally naked, although you can get a bare-chested dwarf, I believe, so I could do that. I could get close. But it is more so that I will not be using gear to level. So this is all the gear that I got by default. I do have my XP boosting stuff, which I will probably unequip at some point. Now, something I am not entirely sure on, this is something that I've just been thinking about doing. I know people might kind of consider doing something similar and have done in the past. But the idea is I will not be equipping any new gear on this character. And I don't know about weapons. So your character's damage depends a lot on their weapons. So I don't know how well it would go if I don't go with weapons, and it'd be especially concerning when we get to legendary items. So with this character, something to keep me motivated to play him beyond just being a Dwarden and like abandoning him at level 20 like my Dwarf Brawler, I'm hoping this challenge keeps me motivated to see how far I can get without equipping any new gear and going naked. So I am excited with this challenge, and yeah, if anybody is interested in doing something similar, I would be interested to hear how far people get. But for me, I thought Warden would be a great class. This is like everything came together perfectly with this. I have motivation to play the Dwarden, and I think Warden could be a great class to try that on. It's also been a while since I've leveled a Warden, so we have all that excitement. And yeah. Obviously, I did a lot of the low levels with crafting, but I don't think that would have been the exciting part. Why am I doing this so weird? That would have been the exciting part of leveling anyway. I don't think the low levels would have been, because there's not much difference, like using level 1 gear at level 15. So the only concern is right now I wouldn't mind using my XP boosting items just to get past level, just to get me up to Evendom quicker, because I think that will be the ultimate goal for this character, is to get to Evendom. So something I'm a little bit conflicted about, because when I equipped these and did the crafting, I completely forgot about that part of this character, because ponies. I'm not used to using ponies. Let's see what the white clad pony of the gap looks like. That's a tiny horse. Probably because it's a pony, not a horse. All right, we'll use this prisoner outfit and then just have this fancy boar that I ride. This is the Dwarden experience. And yeah, Wardens have decent self-heals, especially at the lower levels, so I think with that, it shouldn't be too bad. Here, and I'll actually make a poll. Y'all can help me with this challenge. This isn't entirely my challenge. You all can vote if I use the XP boosters or not. This will just be to get me to Evendom faster. I think by the time I get to Evendom, I would unequip them, because at that point I wouldn't want to outlevel content anyway. It's mainly just to help things go faster with these low levels. I think that's pretty much everything for the challenge, though. It'll largely be a see as we go type thing. I want to go to Needlehole, I think. I think that is way in the southeast, so maybe we'll go to No Bottle, see if that has anything, then head southeast. In total, I have 4 25% XP boosting items right now. Oh, gotta gather. It's been a while since I've been able to gather like this, so it actually is a bit exciting. They do stack. I forget, I believe they're supposed to be multiplicative. So I don't know if I get exactly double XP. If they do multiply, I think they would be a little bit more. But if they're additive, which for some reason I was thinking that wasn't the case, maybe even different XP boosting sources work differently within the game. But, oh, wait, we gotta talk to his admirers, uh-oh. This is when I tend to read quest text a little bit more. Wait, what kind of word was that? Oh, multiplicative? I have to say it kind of weirdly because it's just like there's a lot of quick consonants. But it basically means that each boost multiplies on top of each other instead of adding. So if it's like multiplicative, the first boost would be plus 25%, and that would be 125% normal XP, but then the second 25% boost would be 1.25 times 125, which I should know what.
Might I have a word with you? Please, stay a moment. Might I speak with you a moment?
Oh, muted. Okay. That's because I pressed the asterisk button to type. But yes, it would be if you have two 25% XP boosts and they are multiplicative, it would be 156.25% of normal XP. So you'd get an extra. Who do I have to avoid? I have no idea who I have to avoid. This ain't good. We'll just avoid everything. These sheep seem a bit suspicious. Wait. Okay, I thought that might have been a hobbit queen. So yeah, basically you get more boost if it's multiplicative instead of additive. Wolves, harvest flies, neeker breakers, bounders, nosy hobbits. They're all trouble. Wait. Oh. I see a quest icon, but those hobbits seem suspicious even though they're like objects and not even NPCs. Uh-oh. Oh, there's bounders. I don't think the bounders can see me. It says this is another quest, but it says like avoid that. This one just says meet Postman. And wait, I thought I had to go to Tyfield. Wait, did I already fail the quest? Oh, I already failed the quest. Wow. I must have failed it very early on. Oopsies. Let's get a little bit of combat. Yeah, I can actually tell versus playing. I've played somewhat relatively recently a lower level dwarf, and I can already tell the difference without gear. Unless they've made some low level balance changes, that's also possible. But when I was playing my warden on a Nor, I don't remember why. Might have just been a dungeon run or something kind of simple and quick. Surety of Death was at a very similar point to this character, like almost one-shotting a mob on its own, and now I have to actually use, I don't even know what dots I have, but I have to, oh, I could also spec, that might help. It might not be just the gear, okay. Specking might be a bigger help than just having better gear. So we'll see. But I do think the weapon still has a big impact. Wait, I don't necessarily want bleed damage at this point. That's something I could work on later. I also should utilize my javelin abilities. Okay, yeah, my damage still isn't great, but it does seem to be slightly better, maybe? It doesn't help that they're 4 levels above me, I guess. That can definitely admit. Wow, purple gear. Oh, I wouldn't even be able to use it on this character. I'm like getting excited looking at these quest rewards, but this is a real challenge that I really do intend to really keep up with. Which is going to cause a total shift in my excitement for quest rewards. I'm going to be mad that quests have good gear now instead of happy excited. That's true. Chicken runs would help me with practice in avoiding these hobbits. Can't even see me. I'm too short to see me above the grass. Seems like a easy quest for purple quest gear. I actually think it's a good thing that they have nice quest rewards here that fit the more modern stat curve of LOTRO, but this seems like a fairly simple quest for purple gear. We'll see. It might have more parts to it. It already does have one more part to it. Okay, we malted it. Now we have to mash it somewhere. There we go. Yeah, delving gear. If I remember correctly though, delving gear won't be available if you're below level 140. Which I think is something, if that is the way it works. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it's something that's a little bit disappointing, especially with Before the Shadow being a level 1 to 32. Like the zones for it at least being level 1 to 32. I would really prefer to see delving gear just have some sort of scaling where you can get that type of stuff and participate in the system at lower levels at least. Okay, so I'm fermenting it and now I'm collecting. Okay, I can see this quest is definitely more involved. There's a lot of steps to it, so the purple gear makes a little bit more sense now. If it were just gathering the barley. I'm guessing Yondershire is not the fastest zone to level in, which isn't really a problem, but I need to turn down my excitement and anticipation for getting this character to Evendom. So far, I have done, I don't know, half a quest. Oh, I have to go to different ends. Okay, so I have to actually do travel. Yeah, I've done maybe half a quest or like a quarter of a quest, depending how much more there is to this. And so far, Yondershire is not bad. It's a great environment. Nice and peaceful feeling, even with the wolves and Knickerbreakers and nosy hobbits, upset hobbits. I might have to sit down early today. Okay, let's try no bottle to Typhoid again. So we're supposed to avoid hobbits. Okay, so we're going to the west. I want floaty names on. Floaty names are on. Oh, wait. I actually do want to drop that. Okay, so that's when I failed it. I failed it when I dropped it. I thought I might have accidentally run into a hobbit that I wasn't supposed to run into, but it seems to have been
Might I speak with you a moment?
me dropping it. So that's kind of good to know. Because I wanted to use Forced March, because this dwarf is a marathon runner. Here's a cat. I honestly have no idea what these are. Oh, they're baskets. What are they for, though? I think they're baskets. They look like they're supposed to be wicker baskets. Oh, there are beehives in there. This cat needs to beehive. Marge Simpson hair covers. The taller ones did look like it. Okay, there's a bounder. See, quests that are not very involved like this one, they're great for the cat. I also see that most people are voting that I can keep the XP boosters, at least to get to Evandem. Which for quests like this, I think it's great to be able to wear them. And the reason I'm leaning yes, if y'all cannot tell, is also because, this is where I have to be careful, but it's not because I have to be careful. It is that I don't think the lower levels are just that exciting with the Naked LOTRO challenge. Where do I have to deliver this to? Because this is actually scary now that I'm in the camp. Something I forgot that they did is on the minimap you can actually see where the hobbits are, so I have to pay a little bit less attention. So we're going to the Postman. Incoming. Alright, might as well accept all the quests from here. Cat stream, indeed, almost. I'm worried she's gonna knock that over. Ooh. Just whooped her on the head. It was all her fault, though.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Do me a flavor. Wow, this is a busy inn. I don't think I have ever seen such a busy inn in the game before. I don't remember in the beta these being this busy, but there are tons of hobbits here. Wow. The elbows bend. Must have something good about it. That's crazy. I also don't feel extremely tall. I only feel a tiny bit tall playing a dwarf here. Okay, so I think I still have plenty of quests to get. I don't think I'll be taking Stable Masters. I'm going to try to do all the post quests. There might be more hobbits in that single inn than the entire main Shire zone. I think that's one of the things when I did the Shire. There's a huge contrast. There are so many more hobbits in that inn. I think dwarves are supposed to be a little bit taller than hobbits. I believe. Wait. Oh, countdown from 10? Oh, we're doing hide and seek. Oh, with the children, maybe? Find and poke hiders. Uh-oh. Well. Oh, do I have to actually find them first? Oh, it says you are too far from the hider. Okay. So I have to actually run up from them. Well, this is, interesting. I don't know how far away they go. Do they show them on the map? That would kind of suck, to be honest. Wait, there's a dwarf? What's a dwarf doing here in Yondershire?
Well met.
Judging by your outfit, you must be a person of discerning taste.
Well met.
Just a moment.
Good day.
Anyway, we have rewards here. Eventually I will be able to get muster. No bottle. Oh, cat.
do you need?
Oh yeah, I still have to find the hiders. Uh-oh.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Hey there, it's rated XL. Inchy tail? Not playing on Arkenstone. We moved from Anor to Landreval. My kin did, so I brought some Arkenstone characters to Landreval as well. It's still so weird to be playing on Landreval. I know I've been here a month, but... Oh, there's a child. He was in plain sight. There we go. Now I have floating names on. That'll probably help. That was a pretty good hiding spot. I mean, it took me quite a while to find them. They just don't know that I'm totally playing different games. I don't know if they're all around town either. Or if they're just in that particular area. Floating names is cheating with hide and seek. That is true. I think it's even more cheating. I think you can look at the map. Yeah, you actually can look at the map. Oh no, now I know they're north of me though. I need 3 more. I only saw, I think, 2 on the map though. And I just know generally north. I didn't pay all that much attention. But that basically tells me they can be in other portions. I wonder if they could be all the way at the farm. Yondershire? I like that name. He parried something, but it was not surety of death, so that's good. Okay, since we're at nice round numbers, I will go ahead and end the poll there, and we have 60% of people voting for me to continue using the XP boosters. Oh, here's one. To at least get to the Evendom a little bit faster. Well, it looks like I still have a quest inside the inn. Unless that's something new. It must be something new, because I...
Hello there.
I've already been in here. The busiest inn in all of Middle-earth, maybe. The Elbow? Is that what it's called? The Elbow Inn? Elbow's Bend. That's what it was. Okay. I think it is time to sit down for me. Is the lag still bad, or have they fixed it? For me, the past few days have been significantly better than the previous couple weeks, but particularly for me, the lag was bad in Gundabad, and I haven't really noticed all that much today in the new character. Despite all those people then, which you might think would cause lag, but they are not causing much. I think all the shaking is done and it is nice to sit. I think this is the first time I've had the map, so you can actually see maybe a little bit. Here, we'll go to the cat cam full zoom. Oh, wrong camera. Nobody wants that one. Oh, tiny camera, that's no good. There we go. So you can kind of see the map, the difference. It actually goes down to Gondor. So when you're up at the top, it's like Rovanian. There's even the Shire up there. Nope. There we go. Anyway, yeah. What am I doing? Oh, I guess this tells me there are 2 more hiders, but I did see on the map that there it is. So where's the last one? Oh, I have 8 seconds. That's not good. Oh, is that the winner? It's probably the winner. My cat. That cat might be Sauron in cat form. I don't believe it. Although she is evil. Maybe there is something to what you're saying. Hiders and seekers over yonder. I wonder how many like over yonder, over there, yonder puns there are in the quest names. That seemed to have opened a bunch of new quests. Oh, are we looking for the missing hobbit? The winner? It's probably because I spent like hours and hours searching for them. Here's an elf. Periwinkle. Is that the child's name, I believe? The Wayward Child? So we need to head way west for that. We also have the Unlucky Adventurer. We have a couple things way west. If we go to Gamwich, we have a couple quests there as well. I feel like there are all sorts of ways you could go about this zone. That was almost one issue I ran into when those are higher levels, so maybe I'll save them for later, but it was almost like an issue of sorts that I ran into when I did the Shire, because I would run to all the towns, do the post quests, all that sort of stuff, but there were like individual quests from those towns to do. Yondershire is level 20 to 23 is the range of all the quests. At least should be. I have not been here to 100% confirm that, but here, I'll lower the mic a little bit. So hopefully that's a bit better. But yeah, I have not personally been here, like, to confirm that with my own eyes. But it should be. Oh no. Surety of death did not hit. Their death is no longer sure. Man, can you all hear the dogs? Maybe when I'm talking and the mic actually opens. There are either a couple dogs going at it or something out there. Those are a lot of animals. There's geese, there's goats, there's pigs, there's cows, there's chickens. Did I miss anything? Oh, here's all the chickens. I think I'm accidentally scaring them. I'm not meaning to scare them. There's an elf. I was going to say that for some reason they just looked like a high-level elf, even though you could have that same outfit on a low-level character. They just looked high-level. Dwarf Captain and Hobbit Lore Master. I think refreshing is a good way to think about it. Especially if you've been playing the game a long time, you just have new options like I do with the Dwarf Warden. I feel like I already like playing dwarves more, just based on my like a little bit over an hour of gameplay today. Oh, wait, how am I supposed to get to the waterworks if I can't jump down here? Anyway, what did I need to do here? I have a quest to do. It's a green quest, so it's do me a flavor. Collect wolf lead. I did a Longbeard dwarf. I did regular dwarf. I still have not made a stout axe. I'm not sure I ever will. I think I can make them now, though. There's some wolfweed. I wonder how giant AoE pools will be when we get, like, relatively high level. I was about to say, I'm just waiting for High Elf Burglar. I completely forgot that was a new thing. When I was going through all the new race class combinations, I actually forgot about High Elf Burglar. That said, I don't know if I will do that. The only reason not is because I feel like my Burglar character, not that I play him, he's just oddly... I think Race of Man just fits him. Collect stolen map scraps. Where would I have gotten one of those? Oh, shrews. Also, this part of Yondershire is quite beautiful. There we go. Might have helped a little bit. I was just changing the... Alright, well, changing the CPU priority on LOTRO, see if that helped my FPS a little bit. I also don't think I used Surety of Death somehow, missed that. I also need to learn what gambits I have. I feel like that's the hardest part of Warden, is going from high level to low level warding and having no idea what gambits you have. Okay, so as far... Oh, I have Conviction already? Wow. Alright then. I might need to use that to stay alive here. I need to get my Undying title. Wow, something healed me for 135. That probably was Conviction. Do I have... When do you get a battle preparation? So I still think these are my two strongest damaging gambits. Surety of Death followed by Power Attack. But what I was wondering was after that if there's anything that really stands out, and I don't believe I saw anything. I think Impressive Flourish and Precise Blow do relatively similar damage. So yeah, Precise Blow does 38 over time, and Impressive Flourish does 37 over time, but Impressive Flourish gives me some extra boosts, and I don't mind the slightly longer animation time. Offensive Strike actually is stronger. The morale tap part of that is stronger than the dot on both of those, so that would be higher priority, especially considering it heals me at the same time, actually. War Cry and Goad, they're both similar, mid-30. Yeah, probably it would not do much ranged at this level, but I could consider stand swapping to pull. I remember, I think I just saw that one, but ranged boot is actually relatively strong. You see the upfront damage. For Warden abilities, I believe that is the strongest upfront skill. No Maddening Strike. Oh, that one must not do a lot of damage anymore. And that's actually one thing Impressive Flourish has going for it. The upfront damage is not all that bad. Of course, Surety of Death, if we're looking at something that's actually strong. And Power Attack, you get to see the dot component of that. But if I'm just looking for raw upfront damage, I think Ranged Boot has it. After Surety of Death, of course. Anyway, what do I need to do quest-wise? Find more shrews, and I think head back to town. Oh, from Tyfield to Gamwich. Okay, so that's just a travel quest. I'd like to do more delivery quests to go ahead and get some of those knocked out. But it looks like no bottle. I should probably head back there. Would be my next step as far as questing goes.
Hello there.
I guess I can use consumables. I feel like that should be fair game for the challenge. Because the whole point of the challenge is it is the naked LOTRO challenge, and you can still eat food. Leandro, you said, good night, you're Brazilian, and you love my videos. Glad you like my videos, and you've played LOTRO for 12 years. Wow, very nice game. I was going to say, I hope you enjoy the game if you've been playing 12 years, and hope you continue to enjoy the videos. Okay, still need to go east. What happens if I die? Do I have to delete my character? No, it's not a like hardcore type challenge where some games actually have that. I think DDO, for another Standing Stone Games game, I think that is an option. But it's not that type of challenge. If the character dies, he just like normal. The main thing with the challenge is that, oh, here's some bottles. The main thing is just to make the questing experience, the landscape, a little bit more difficult and engaging is the big thing. Like, that's the whole point of it, is I will not equip any new gear. At some point, I might even take off all this gear. Maybe I'll actually wear the cosmetic armor instead of just have it cosmetically equipped. Not even quest gear. No new gear. And no weapons, for that matter. Sinan. I am doing well. You said you can't really find an answer for this. When you click an enemy, the camera locks onto it. So the X key, this is the default. If you have something targeted, it will rotate to your target. I think that's called camera focus or something like that. So if you press X, that should take that off. If not, let's check. Oh, maybe not. But somewhere in the camera options at some point, you might be able to find something with that. But the X key should take care of it. And yes, that is quite the challenge. I'm quite excited to see how it goes and really see how far I can get. Okay, so we got the Fox and Fiddle. This one's pretty busy. The Elbow's Bend might have competition for one of the busier inns in the entirety of Middle-earth. This hobbit just looks depressed. They look uncomfortable too, like the way they're sitting. I don't know if it's just me. Like these hobbits look more relaxed. That guy looks uncomfortable. Like I feel like if I did that, my back would just hurt so much. Same with that guy. Like him, he's sitting more normal. This is making me hungry for some reason. I feel like it should make me thirsty, if anything, but it's making me hungry. Oh, there's a stable master. I never got the no bottle stable master.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Okay, quest-wise, let's just track nearby quests. That should get me on track. And I can go south and see a couple rings down there, see what that can get me. That was a chicken. I was hoping it was a yonder shrew for the shrew's clues. So this one is going to be a postmaster quest. Let me see what Fredegar Bulger has for me. I have no idea what. Oh well. We'll go to Postman Grub.
Might I have a word with you?
Oh wait, I have a quest to meet him inside the quick post. Well, let's go inside. Quick post is strewn with undelivered letters and parcels. Okay. Well, it says talk to him inside. Oh, here he is. That's weird. Somehow I feel like it's all the nosy hobbit's fault. You must face the target. That would help. Ooh, more trait points. But yeah, I think this was basically my expectation, but early impressions on Yondershire is it is immersive, similar to the Shire.
Is there something I can do for you? Might I speak with you a moment?
Okay, so I have to go to Nickel Delving. Wow. Maybe I can join the Bounder so I can use the rep items. I don't know, that's actually a good point. The reputation would be Yonder Watch and not Bounders here. So maybe that's not too big of a deal.
Speak with you a moment.
Okay, we're going to try to make it all the way to Long Cleave. Okay, that's not actually that far away. It sounded a lot longer distance. So we're going to try to make it all the way there without a bad hobbit seeing me. But first, we'll have to become the marathon runner dwarf that we really are and use Forced March.
Might I have a word with you?
So it's the Founding Writ quest for the Mathams. Which one's for the Well-Kept Mathams? Maybe it's that one. But if I get a lot of Mathams and Well-Kept Mathams for that matter, then it'd be worth considering at least doing that. Okay, so I don't think I can do any interactions with these quests even though they're like right here. But I will double check that. We'll see if I can. Oh, I'll have to go inside for that one. I know I'm paranoid about these hobbits even if they're not the ones for the quest. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, I can't interact. That's okay. And then I think if I tried to swim, I believe that would cancel the quest for me, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'll just avoid it to be safe. We'll jump down here. There's the res circle. Hopefully I never have to find that without going there my own 2 feet. I'd of course rather use oh, I should pay attention. I think that particular gnat that's been persistent just went in my hair. Something went in my hair at least. But yeah, if I had to choose, this is true for all reputation factions, but the choice between the big one and the little one for the rep items would usually use the bigger one, because I think the little ones are often used in the barter process. If I remember correctly, the Matham Hunters have a mount that I like. I don't know that I'd use it on this character unless it's a boar. And I don't think it's a boar. That's a long run. I don't want to pause and take screenshots just in case there's a bounder or nosy hobbit, whatever they are. Yeah, bounders. And nosy hobbits, both of them. All of them. Oddly enough, there don't seem to be many bounders and nosy hobbits over this way. Now this guy, he has a quest for me finally. So he wants me to go to Cleave 2. No bottle. So I basically do the same thing in reverse. I think that is fine, but I will go ahead and accept all the quests from here first, and just see if there's anything else I want to get done in Cleave before I take off. I'm not really seeing much. I'll get the Stable Master. I did get one quest to deliver the clothes drop-offs. Oh, they're in town, so might as well do that. While I'm thinking about it, I'll go ahead and use one of these to get that timer going. To further help with the XP gains. See a lot of upset hobbits. I feel like they're somehow going to come into play later. Tales for the Trails. I think that was an Norkin. I don't know if there was a kin with the same name on Landraball before, but it definitely was at some point the name for an Norkin. I think that was one factor in people in my kin voting to go to Landraball, is they knew a lot of other kins from not from Arkenstone, from Anor, ended up going to Landy. Oh no, injured tortoise. Yeah, do something about that. I have no idea what, because nobody's given me a quest, but we'll have to do something. So instead of reaping what you sow, we will be reaping what was sown.
Hello there.
Did that quest get me, like, completely eat up my rested XP, bonus XP. Okay, so we're taking this satchel all the way down to no bottle. And if I remember correctly, there aren't really any bounders along this part. Okay, I do have forced march, that's good. Oh, I didn't even need forced march. This just sets my run speed to 120%, so I don't think actually any advantage using forced march. So all those times I dropped the satchel just to make sure I had forced march didn't really do anything. Can see off way in the distance there. I think we can safely take just a second here. Oh, can't let that bush block our view. Without looking at the map, I'm guessing that's Yondershire and not the Shire. Yeah, it looks like Yondershire. Dwarden is not too bad. It actually makes me, oddly enough, like the dwarves more than I used to. Like playing a dwarf, at least. I just feel like because I'm a warden and there's a few exciting things going on with this character, it really helps me. Oh, there's a bounder. Yep. I was like, there was just nobody this whole way, so I was like, that's safe. I was over halfway too. Alright, I'll try to remember after that waterfall that there is a bounder to pay attention to. Oh yeah, forced march when that would reduce power. But yeah, I think the combination of playing a warden is helping me like the dwarf, but also the challenge I'm doing on this character, the naked LOTRO challenge, makes it extra exciting. And looking forward to this character's progress. But as far as things like animations, I don't have all that many abilities. They seem pretty normal. I'm just doing kind of the same animation on dwarfs. We do have the brute Kazad. I don't know if I've heard distinctly a Kazadai menu, but we'll at some point probably hear that. Okay. So much more immersive to hide my UI, but now I'll have to actually pay attention to hobbits being around. Like, this is what my character would see if we really want to do a challenge with this quest. I would have to do it like this, and like it's this basically my character being able to actually see that there is a nosy hobbit or hobbit bounder or whatever. I also want to be able to have floating names on. Stout Axe, I think Stout Axe would be a good opportunity, but I'm just less interested in them than regular dwarves. I think that's the one I got to avoid. Question is, so it looks like that guy's going east, so I should be able to go west here. Uh-oh. I honestly thought he would have seen me. Blended in with the bushes, the advantage of being a short character. Oh, I actually stopped paying attention once again. Fortunately, of all these bounders and nosy hobbits nearby, I did not run into any of them, but that could have been really bad. Okay, I think the water looks mostly safe. My concern is that if I go fully into the water, that like the satchel would be dropped and of course the quest would fail. But that did not happen. We made it. Squeaky chair. Okay, I think this area is safe. just walk right through the middle of town. No problem. There's a nosy hobbits. Okay. Oh, there's the postman. Ooh, those are some of the most difficult quests. So if I did try to swim, I would drop a good to know. Those apples look really good. Not the 2D ones, but the real apples, the 3D ones.
Might I speak with you a moment?
I think that's a good way to put it, apathetic, non-combatant. Louis loves wardens. I thought I saw a ring right here before. Seemed to have disappeared, but... Wait. Well, I've got to wait for the room to load in. So what am I doing here? They're NPCs? Oh, I'm perusing his books, okay. There's a key. I always forget which one it is. To select next. And I just forget what it is. Something like that. I don't know if that's the exact terminology. Shift F10. Okay. So Shift F10 is the one that cycles through them. Because if you press regular F10, that will just select the nearest. So if you do Shift F10, it will cycle. If anybody is curious, you could also turn floating names on, then you could see the books. Is that it? Oh, no, we need a cup of tea. From all the way over here. Wow.
Good day. Hello there.
Level 20. That's exciting. Oh, how am I doing on virtues? I need to make sure I'm not having a bad one go up, so let's do loyalty. Quest, the Karam. Oh, we have missions. That's a great way to level. I was wondering how I'd get from Yondershire to Evendem, but... missions. The answer to all your leveling problems like that. What do I need to do? Just cycle around no bottle now? Okay, so I will track nearby quests again just to make sure I don't really miss anything. I think I need to go inside the inn. Many folk gather at this establishment. That might be an understatement. I wonder, just curious to give me an idea for this zone. As far as quests, so there are going to be a lot of quests in this zone, which is not a problem. I was just kind of curious. Obviously, I've been to like one of the towns. Wait, frames in Yondershire? Losing frames is just a part of Yondershire experience? Oh, FPS, okay. Yeah. Yeah, this zone, new zones in general with LOTRO tend to be lower FPS. And in the beta, I remember parts of this zone being particularly rough. There were also some really weird things with the lighting popping in and out as you would either get close, so it was kind of jarring. Looks pretty though, overall, I think. Minus those issues that may or may not have been fixed, but the low FPS issue is a thing. At some point, I wanted to get to the minstrel changes. I actually forgot about that. I've been so excited about this dwarf that I forgot about that. So maybe we'll take a break at least. I might come back to him, but maybe when it gets around 8 o'clock, so 10-ish minutes, depending how things are going with this character, I can switch to my minstrel. And I mainly wanted to go, actually this would be my Arkenstone minstrel. Maybe I can spend a second for this server's minstrel. But give me just some reference for the changes. We can look at those in a little bit of detail at least. In particular, I'll be looking at the red line
How do you do?
minstrel. My general expectation is to do a lot more damage, with which Moosecat, you're saying the minstrel damage is kind of obscene at low level, which maybe that's like the old days. Old days as in, I don't know, 2018-ish times, maybe thereabouts. And Alex, you're wondering what level range is Fort Kill. I forget exactly, but I think it's 44 to 50. So you can start at around level 40. I don't know if it quite has enough quests that you could go from 40 to 50, but if you use any XP boosting stuff, you could probably get quite close. Okay, so quest-wise, let's track nearby quests again, just make sure I am up to date on that. We have From Field to Pint. Wow, this is a very involved quest. I feel like I should be getting 2 purple quest rewards after all this. I still do have my starter armor. I should probably... I think at some point I'll go completely naked, but I should consider switching to that. So I'm delivering brews, which means I probably need to go inside the inn, which I'm guessing is neither of these 2 buildings, but instead is this building. Tom, glad my videos have helped you a lot. You are a returning player. Hope you are enjoying LOTRO and returning to the game. Sure, let's drink this, why not? Received a token of gratitude. All my hard work paying off finally. Yeah, UI upgrades with LOTRO. In particular, things like skill icons. Just icons in general, or any of the assets that are not really scalable, would be great. I think just do great for the game. Okay, still don't have anything for Boar's Way. Maybe that'll come later. Maybe. So I'm thinking... could go up to Long Cleave, but I feel like Tyfield will be a little bit more advantageous for me. So let's try to cross the river without dismounting. Almost. That was really close. Okay, so you came back from actually Guild Wars 2 and Final Fantasy 14, which I would consider for both of those to be like more modern games, but with the flavor of LOTRO, you prefer this one. I find myself similar, of course. So Papa Strudel, I have a video on Warden tips it's more of an in-depth tips type video, not advanced tips, but longer explanations that would be a lot better than what I could just say during a stream here. But one of the big things for me has been getting used to the Gambit Masteries, which are the abilities that build 2 Gambit builders real quick, and having those on keybinds. Took a while to get used to, but very helpful. My head is itching for some reason.
Can I take a moment of your
Oh,
time?
Postman. What's he gonna have me do? Go to no bottle? How did I know? Alright, I'll do that after I do some of these things, and maybe we'll cap the current session of the Dwarden off with delivery. And then switch to the Minstrel.
How do you do?
I wonder how LOTRO would look on an OLED TV, OLED display. So you mentioned Papa Strudel that you... Wait. Yeah, Papa Strudel, he said LOTRO charm is real. That is true. Configuring hotkeys for game building is a process indeed, but what I first saw was Chris Gaming. He said, with the OLED TV, you were watching Hobbit. And then you're going to try the new show. I'll eventually try the new show as well. I might start it in a week or two. As tentative plan, because I expect to watch, I don't know, maybe one episode a day, one episode every other day. Something thereabouts, but I've actually gotten recently, accidentally got into the show because there were a few episodes for free on YouTube called My Cat from Hell. And I don't really watch reality TV shows like that, but I thought I would give this one a click, and it's entertaining watching how bad people are with cats. Somewhat informative, even as somebody who has 2 cats, there are definitely informative things there, but that is something that has taken my interest for watching time lately. But yeah, thinking in the future for displays, something I was perhaps looking to upgrade for my setup when I did the whole move and everything was a new monitor, a new display. But they were kind of expensive, the ones I was looking towards, with something like... Ideally, there were a couple things I wanted to upgrade or just look at upgrading. Going from, my monitor's already huge, but going up to 40-ish inches would be really nice. The problem is at that point, it seems like you have to go with a TV at 42 inches, so that's okay. But if I was looking for 4K, even not quite OLED, that would be a bit expensive. That is one problem, expensive. But even something like Quantum Dot would be
Please, stay a moment.
relatively expensive, but that alone would be okay. But if you mix all that and trying to get something that's 144 hertz, then not even 144, it could be 120, something above 60 hertz refresh rate, that's when everything comes together to be like way too expensive. And yeah, with OLED, I suppose there would be concerns, especially a game like LOTRO and MMO, where the HUD, the user interface, is like in the same spot the whole time, burning from that, which I would not want.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Wow, we're really hitting the ends here. I'm getting a lot of gratitude.
How do you do?
Made a lot of progress on that quest, almost accidentally, because I happen to be wanting to pass through these towns anyway. Oh, we finally made it to Gamewitch. I was doing this just talking, but this is probably my favorite Hobbit village in the entire game. I know with the current sky conditions being all wonky and the lighting, it's not at its prettiest, but I think evening, I don't know quite nighttime, but I'm trying to remember what it looked like during evening. Something distinct from daytime, but not quite nighttime. It's really nice here. And yes, LOTRO, as far as UI issues, a lot of UI elements are too small on higher resolutions for people. I have booted the game up on a TV, 4K TV, and it is It is a bit small if you're not sitting like with the TV right smack in your face, basically. I find, let's see, I don't know how far away I am. I don't think my measuring tape is quite reachable, but yes, the Dwarden does live. I am maybe about 3 feet. I think my face would be about 3 feet from my monitor, which is How many times do I have to click this potato? Oh, okay. I'm about 3 feet from my 32-inch monitor, and it's 1440p, and I find the UI size to be basically perfect, actually. Hello, Alejandro. What's the dwarf version of Megavonen? Baruch Kazad? That's more of trying to even think what that's called. Not much of a greeting. War cry, yep. Brute Kazad and Kazad I menu would be more of a war cry than a greeting. Okay, what's with these two quests that I have no idea what they are? Unconventional catch. Oh, I have to fish. Well, this character ain't no fisher. Can somebody train me in fishing here? Wow. That's actually blocking me from going there. Fries or wedge potato? I would prefer fries.
Hello there.
Alright. Did I train it? I think I clicked train, right? Where's my fishing button? I'll have to read that first, do I? Am I missing something, or was I supposed to get a fishing button? I want to be in passive. It's an active skill you have to use. I don't think you just click your fishing rod. Oh, there we go. I think I got it. So it is, oh, as Bella said, hobby and then fishing. Shows you how much, wait, we can't fish like that. I think I have to fish specifically over there, but we gotta do some of this boat fishing first. And then I believe in LOTRO the way it works is you hit the fishing button again when the thingies, when a fish hits the bob, something like that. Alright, so we're searching, we're trying to fish up a boot, I believe. I would guess that's why this is glowing, but I of course have no idea. Wonder what the chances are that you could actually fish up a boot versus going into the water and trying to get the boot yourself. Hey, there was the boot. I guess pretty good chance.
Hello.
Alright. Let's get my good level 1 weapons and shield back. Okay, and then we have the post quest, but I also have this one, Potato Mystery. I want to find out about this potato mystery. Then we'll do the post quest. Here it is. This is when this area looks really nice. It is evening time, presumably dusk. So yeah, I really like this Hobbit village during this kind of time. Maybe even a little bit later. There's a rainbow too. Wow. That was quite the sight. Oh. Is this Hobbit dropping potatoes? Oh, he stole the potatoes.
The time.
I have to find a single stolen potato. Ost Lagereth? There it is. That's Ost Lagereth. Yeah, I have no idea how a small fishing pole would manage to catch a large anchor. Must be quite the fishing pole. Almost. I might be doing okay with the naked LOTRO challenge, but the stay on the fence challenge, not too great. There we go. That's better. So William, you said the fact that weapons don't scale your Hobbit, the Hobbit LM looks bad. Are you saying that the weapons don't scale to the Hobbit's small size, or that they don't like scale their damage up like melee classes or physical classes? Because the latter is definitely an issue. With tactical classes at the levels in LOTRO before you get your allies, as their damage doesn't scale like when you get new weapons, so it's a lot less exciting weapon upgrades. Also, where do I need to go? Okay, I need to go to Tyfield. So, we need to set our sights this way and avoid that Hobbit dude over there. When they stay on the Finch challenge, you receive the title, I am Switzerland. That'd be an interesting title, though. Okay, you meant they don't scale size-wise. The staff is half in the ground when you're running. That sounds entertaining to me, but maybe that's something that's unintended, and hopefully they intend to fix it in the future. But for me, as somebody who does not play at Hobbit Lore Master, it sounds entertaining, I guess, to look on the bright side, maybe. Ah, we can see the sky. The grayed up skies. I don't know, they were getting a tiny bit annoying. I think really all these Hobbit villages look nice at nighttime though, because of the lighting. They're all nice, bright, warm, open all night. Okay, Tyfield to Gamwich would be next. Oh, I have Tyfield to No Bottle. I guess we can do that one. I don't know. Maybe I'll never get to the Minstrel at this rate. Oh, I was not hobbited. I was spotted.
Stay a moment.
Okay, so we do have Tyfield to No Bottle, so that quest is active. It is not failed, and we will try to get this one done. So Goblin Snacks for you, though. Your Lore Master staff seems sized appropriate. I wonder if it's possible that certain staffs might have issue, although I don't know why that would be the case. Frodo waving Gandalf staff. That would be interesting. So I realize this might be a big mistake, not knowing which Hobbit this was, but did one of them, I don't even remember which, say, don't know. For me, it'd be movie. So we'll go with movie. Which movie did a hobbit use a cane? I don't know if it was Bilbo Baggins. Yeah, Bilbo Baggins. That used a cane to walk? Maybe I'm mistaken, though. That could even be in LOTRO, not necessarily one of the movies where I would have been exposed to that. But maybe it was LOTRO even seeing them with a cane. But I'd almost expect something like that to be a hobbit staff was the point. Delivery. Whew. How am I doing on these? We have 4 of the sides. We have 5 of 7 posts. Wow. That is some progress. Quest-wise, we're at 14 out of 50. Wow, I mean, considering this is a slow-paced zone, it's Shire, but over yonder, I feel like I'm making good progress over here. And I realize there's still plenty to do. I have to go out hunting at some point, which I'm excited for, but we'll get to that maybe a little bit later. Wait. Hold on. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong thing. I was trying to do that on the big map. So maybe when I get back to this character, if we return to him this evening, we'll see how the minstrel stuff goes. I will work on get me a little bit of variety and get fighting again as the Dwarden. But otherwise, progress-wise, level 20, which is great. I think before I forget, I'll go ahead and use the rest of my enhanced XP time. We're almost 21, so at 21, of course, I'll get the Gambit Masteries and can start working on using those. And yeah, first impressions with Dwarden are quite positive, perhaps more positive than I was expecting. But I think it is time to take a break from him, and we do have some other stuff in this update that I totally forgot I put it in the title and thumbnail at some point, but that is the Minstrel. So I'll briefly log into this Minstrel Guru, and we will check out him to briefly get him set up. Just spend a couple minutes, but I will probably spend a little bit of a good chunk of time on my higher level Minstrel on Arkenstone, and maybe run a mission or two. So, hey, this character is conveniently located for combat, but as we get into this, a little bit of context with my minstrels is I play DPS minstrels, so my first impressions as they were with the minstrel changes here, as they made it to the live server, will be entirely based on the DPS minstrel. We can maybe check out some of the stance stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and spec into the red line. And as I covered in some of my previous videos, I think the patch review video for update 33.2, I went into the details with how the anthems work and all that sort of stuff. But now specking into the red line, we will get the lesser anthem, the DPS one, and we'll get Call to Fate, so that's pretty normal. But we have the lesser anthem, that is going to be Dissonance. I will probably put my anthems on the control bar now. And, oh, I should probably get my Dwarden into the kin, but I see people are on and messaging me. I was on this whole time, though. Second of all, I need to equip my bagpipe. And is it just me or is it upside down? Or has it just been so long since I played, I forget how it looks. Okay, so as far as spec goes, we have a lot of stuff in the yellow line. Now, the question is, as a DPS minstrel, what is really going to be worth it as a leveling minstrel level 60? What is going to be worth putting points in the yellow line? I honestly do not think much of any of this. There are some things that are generally nice, like of all trades just gives you more damage and healing. Okay, that would be nice, but the perhaps Coda of Fury doing the echo that actually has some decent damage, but otherwise there's not all that much for me to target that would be higher priority than what I have in the DPS line. So I'm thinking that we'll just start building as I would a regular DPS mini. We'll get crit over here, Call of Arome, of course getting the active skill, and then dissonance, cry, and call damage will be in dissonance a lot of the time for more damage, and then I'll get the Call of Arome improved version with those traits, probably go back to crit chance, and then get one more point there. Now, emboldening finish, that's when you use Coda, you get 5% damage buff. Won't worry too much about that, and we'll just get valid and Coda damage. And then light type damage will affect everything, but here's where we get our greater anthem. So we have the lesser anthem, the lesser anthem 2, this is dissonance, and then this is greater anthem 2, this one's more. But if we use both of these, we'll have the full buff. And yeah, that's something we could try to maintain in combat. So otherwise, light type damage from here, all of our skills are light type damage. Echoes of Battle would be nice, but honestly, we want to kill things before Echoes of Battle has a chance to do anything. So I will continue with Song of Arda, and then for remaining points with this character, I will go with Ballad and Coda damage. And then because 1% crit over 2% damage is a rough guideline, would rather the crit chance. And finally, Cry and Call multiplier, very nice. And then I like the chance to reset the cooldown when you use Coda of Fury. So that one's just fun to me. And then one more point spent, and I will have Cry of the Valar, which I already have without even applying this. So basically, this level 60 Minstrel happens to be very similar to what he used to be, even though Cry of the Valar is now a set bonus. If I remember correctly, it was not before, but could be mistaken there. And then we want Cry of the Wizards, and I think after Cry of the Wizards and after Echoes and perhaps the Piercing Ballads is when we would start looking the O line. At least that's what I anticipate for this leveling Minstrel. So I've recently played this Minstrel, I'm somewhat familiar with his damage, and not too much difference with that fight, to be honest. I already did a lot of damage before. I'd call the second age seems a little bit stronger. Seems like my ballads, that might be where I noticed the biggest differences. Minor ballad at least seems quite a bit stronger. We'll also notice that Piercing Cry does not stun anymore, and as Moose Cat mentions, Piercing Cry, yes, is very nice. You have it bound to mouse wheel, that's kind of interesting. I probably would not do that, but reason you want to use that so much is it's immediate, so you can cancel animations with it, and basically want to use that as much as possible, and eventually you'll have some stuff that can, if you go into the L line, like valid critical hits, will reset the cooldown of that. So anytime you have that cooldown come up with something like that, you just want to use it as much as possible. Something I will personally have to get used to is actually using my anthems. Using them in combat, it's just something I'm not used to having to think about too much on a Minstrel. Of course, that's a whole new system that you can't use them out of combat even. So trying to maintain both of those would probably be generally helpful while playing a leveling Minstrel like this. So I'm thinking with Greater Anthem of War, of course, the tactical damage is going to be helpful for you. And then the big thing with the lesser anthem is the Cry and Call damage plus 20% on those. That's where a lot of your damage comes from. So should be using those. And I think there's also more benefit now to just using your Coda. Let's see. Curious how much damage the Coda just straight up does. That was about half that mob's health with that. So that'll also be something I have to get used to. I'm used to like building up all my anthems and making sure I actually use my anthems before I use the coda to get all the bonus effects from that. But I'm not sure that's really necessary anymore. Because right now it just requires the 3 ballad buffs and it will consume the ballad buffs, but you can just build those back up again. You can even use Cry of the Chorus, and that'll build all those back up. I also believe Cry of the Chorus will reset the cooldown on your anthems, so that was not a good showcase of that, but maybe when we get to the high level minstrel we can see a little bit more with that. But yeah, I basically ran through this whole place, got to this little hut in Inidwaith, and it does feel a little bit stronger, but without doing any sort of parsing or testing like that, it's really hard to tell with a questing character like this. But what I was excited to look at, we will have to switch servers for this. Let's go to the cat cam in the meantime. I'm going to check my high level minstrel on Arkenstone and maybe run a mission or two or something like that. Kind of hard to see the cat. I need to get a more down pointed cat cam. That is a great cat. Oddly behaving. We're still working on LOTRO, but me just holding this makes my arm seem shaky. Yes, this is the real host. I just help the cats with their channel. I also see the map. There's see, I was right here. I was right above where we can see on the map on that minstrel. Not quite a pillow. It is a tapestry. Oh, cat's awake. I was about to switch the camera. Oh no. What's she doing? She just like gets up. Now she's stretching on the desk here. Here's the cat. It's time for her to get some attention. I think she could sense all the focus was on her, but she wasn't getting any physical attention. Uh-oh. I've pressed a button and accidentally switched the camera back. Glad I noticed. Okay, so minstrel. That is a thing. This cat has me all distracted. Oh yeah, so for this high level minstrel, I think there's more interesting building options. So I'll go pretty similar. I'll go through this quickly just because I kind of did this before, but I will, you can probably get all 5 points in this. This is generally what I'd expect a build to start like. So this is what, yeah, I would expect a build to start off with as a redline minstrel. Now from here is where you could, where I would at least consider either going with Enduring Morale if I really wanted that and the AoE stun, or just going straight in the yellow line. I, for now, because I have all the trait points, will start in the yellow line and see if I want to go back. Let me get slightly safer. Go back to the red. So as far as the starter traits go, I feel like I might as well get the Anthem just to have it. I probably wouldn't use it too much though if I'm playing entirely solo. So I'll get that, and then I do want the plus 0.33 D&T chance for Coda of Melody resets Anthem cooldowns. That is really not a great description. I don't know if that's supposed to be 33%, but if you get 33% on every rank, does it guarantee it? I don't know. But anyway, besides the issue with Thunderous Coda, the main thing of interest for that, other than the Anthem cooldown, for the coda itself is that there's a time delay effect with the coda. So it has its normal damage, but with this time delay effect, it's basically a second burst of damage that does around the roughly similar damage to the first. So it's almost like double damage. It's just the second portion is delayed by 5 seconds. Oh, that's the cat moving. She's pressing down on a key to move. Otherwise, we'll just go with, some damage here. I think this one is if you use a damaging skill, your next heal will have a guaranteed crit chance. Oh, and healing skill will give your next damage skill guaranteed crit chance. I think this one could be worth considering, but there's probably higher priority stuff like straight up tactical mastery. Let's see for my character at level 120, that would be about 10% more tactical mastery. And I get 5% tactical mitigation if I get all 6 points in that. I'd also probably wouldn't use the anthem all that much. Story of Courage will remove fear effects in a small area around your target, in addition to the original effects. Probably won't get that one. And this one's kind of similar. Like if I were doing group content, there's a lot of yellow traits that would be more oriented towards group content. For this character specifically, like if I'm entirely solo, I don't see myself using these anthems all that much. Like trying to keep up on the ones that just boost my own damage would be typically what I would expect to go for. Okay, we also have anthem duration. How about crit chance of ballads before we get anthem duration? Let's get the more useful stuff. Ballads give a portion of their bonuses to fellowship if I'm playing entirely solo. Another one I don't want. And then ballad critical hits. This is what we really want. Sharing a story. Ballad critical hits will reset the piercing cry cooldown. So that is one of the most important traits, I believe, for a minstrel, and particularly a redline minstrel. So now that we have that, there are some other things we can look for. I do think anthem duration, that's a quality of life type thing. Similar with anthem cooldown, might as well get that quality of life. I have the trait points for it. I could go with something like emboldening finish, where, yes, ballads, actually this is something I should have gotten earlier. I forgot what that trait did. I skipped over it, then completely forgot to look back at it. I was getting it confused. That was some suddenly loud music in the game. Don't know what that was about. Anyway, Anthem of the Free Peoples, that's another one where it will give me a damage boost, but as far as anthems for solo play, it's probably a lower priority would be my expectation. And then Song of Aid, I suppose that could be a big burst self-heal if I need, like thinking again from purely solo perspective how this would work out. Let's see, this one's Melody Stance. Yeah, could go for Strike a Chord if I expect to be in Melody Stance. I also completely forgot about Improved Coda of Fury. I can't believe that. With this character's build, I completely forgot 2 traits in the red line to get. I don't know why I even skipped to this one. I knew that was something I wanted. Tail for Tails, might as well get that a slow build up. Call to Greatness, if I'm playing entirely solo, that will give me nothing. Let's see, I could go at this point for Echoes of Battle damage, but again, I'd rather just kill mobs before that has a chance to do anything. So I think for this particular character, I honestly probably would not even get Song of Aid. Like if I need to use that just on myself, I'm probably not in a good situation. Then again, it's kind of an emergency thing, and I think for 2 trait points, it's not that bad. I'll go ahead and get Cacophonous, that's what it is. Cacophonous Echoes, 1 more point in Memories of Battle, and 1 in Change of Pace. So this is my tentative build with the higher level character, 92 trait points for Redline Minstrel. I think that cat is on a gnat, hunting it. Although a gnat's kind of small. She was after something though. Okay, so One thing with the new Minstrel is organizing skills is going to be tougher, I think. I'll probably put my melee ability at F2 and try to fit all my anthems on the control bar. I'll do the more important anthem starting control 1, and then I'll group its pair on control 2. For prowess and composure, they'll be control 3 and 4, and finally, if I can get this, Anthem of the Free Peoples I will actually put at control 3 because that's another useful DPS one. I probably would not use control 5. I might use control 4 because that has decreased attack duration, but that's a lot of anthems to keep up with while leveling. I expect in real leveling situations, well, yeah, theoretically it's nice to have Anthem of the Free Peoples up and Anthem of Prowess for their buffs because they would be helpful. I just don't really see that being something that actually happens with me. So let's just loot a chest and maybe try a little bit of landscape content. There are a couple elites around here that will be nice, but we can do some shouts and melt goblins. That orc, the one I wasn't even targeting, got one shot there. This is kind of similar to the beta. This is face roll type damage. I am 4 levels lower than these mobs. This is an elite. Here, let's use Anthem buff. We're gonna use Coda. I'm trying to test some specific things. Okay, let's use some heals. While I have this damage, I am slightly squishy still. So after I go through all this stuff, I'm going to use Cry of the Chorus, and that should reset my anthems. So I'll use the other good DPS anthem, and then I'll use the Coda again. So yeah, not entirely sure about the Coda resetting the anthems, or Cry of the Chorus thing that is here. Chance Coda of Melody. Oh, it's Coda of Melody. That would explain it. You have to be in the melody stance. So that has a chance at resetting resets anthem cooldowns. There we go. So chance for Coda of Melody, specifically the melody stance Coda, to reset the cooldown of the anthems. Another thing with the squishy is I kind of ran into that fight hectically. There were 2 elites there, I think a signature or something like that. So it was a pretty big fight. And I ran in haphazardly is kind of how I describe it. And my character was completely fine when all was said and done, because you have these strong resources for healing. The bubble is 69,000, which is almost half of my total morale. It is at baseline. This cat would get off the keyboard and make me type Q www. Yeah, so at baseline it's 35% of your morale, and Court of Salvation is an immediate ability that does quite a bit of healing as well. These mobs die too fast that I can't even use a ballad to use an anthem. There we go. But yeah, I still think, despite this character's in such a great location though, I almost don't want to move her just because this really is nice for quick combat. So maybe instead of going to a mission, I will go, I really like School at Thamiridan. I think I did something similar with the Lore Master. We'll just go to an on-level one and see what happens, see if I can solo it. And that will probably be the wrap-up of my Minstrel testing with the new update. I could actually, if I bothered to use the more useful ability, use Call of Arome at first. This lag certainly doesn't help. Okay, the lagging is done, I think, but there are other issues. Oops. Okay, well, I have this signature up. I might actually try to build up some of my anthems. Okay, so now I have the damaging pair, the red line pair. And I believe for me, the anthems last. A minute 22 seconds on this character, so they last quite a bit. So if I maintain the cooldowns, I could keep more than, if I don't kill mobs too quickly, so I can stay in combat, I could keep more than that one up if I'm in these longer combat situations where I actually do that. But honestly, I feel like trying to keep the anthems up is almost a bad thing because I'm like not doing my damaging stuff as well as I otherwise could be if I were properly focused on that. Okay, the stun is, that's not a stun. Okay, I'm going to use a heal in a second here. I have to get used to my character's keybinds. Okay, let's kill this side orc. He's annoying me. I'm also not using Piercing Cry quite as effectively as I could be. There we go. Just took a second, then we started melting again. This is, for anybody that doesn't know, School at Tham Myrdain is a 3-man instance. That, even as a squishy minstrel, is fairly easy. It's not just like I'm completing it, doing a lot of damage. There is a lot of ease in it. I'm not having to do all that much. I'm not having to do like a lot of kiting or really working in my heals, making sure I do stuff and utilize my abilities like to their full potential. I'm kind of just running around pressing buttons and surviving for the most part. Let's see, self-heal out of combat. Not bad. It is true though that this character, I am on the new ally system. I don't know if I've reforged for 121 to be honest. It's entirely possible that these are lower level. I think they're 121 though. Yeah, I think at item level 415 they would be, but it is true, I don't have a pocket item, that I have some pretty good gear for the level. Just to point out. Oh yeah, I think you have to get close or he one-shots you. Well, with that morale drop, let's just use a bubble and heal. Okay, he's doing his thing, so I need to run away. And the boss is dead. And yes, Minstrel, having fun with Minstrel, that is quite strong. My Minstrel was strong before, just to be clear, but it is much stronger. So from the purely solo perspective, the update made my Minstrel stronger. I don't know how much of it is the trait changes in the yellow line, but ultimately I picked up a lot of the traits in yellow line. That was the case before as well, but now they're only 1 trait point. It varies a little bit, 1 to 3 trait points, but a lot of the ones I've gotten are 1 trait point. So yeah, there's, for me as somebody who plays or would play just a redline minstrel, I think there's more positive from the update than there is negative. The concern is though, if I'm wanting to play a hybrid style minstrel, how that would look. So something I am not doing right now is healing group content, but it used to be the case when I would heal group content, I always liked playing the yellow line instead of the blue because I could do damage and it was kind of a hybrid role. It wasn't just pure direct raw healing. So curious how it would be in the melody stance. I'm doing a lot of damage in the melody stance. If I'm spec to redline minstrel, maybe got more of the group oriented traits in the yellow line. If I could play a supportive redline minstrel that can do enough healing and the melody stance to be effective. Looks like the heals themselves are not all that strong, but I could use something like Inspire Fellows. I would have the bubbles, Fellowship's Heart as a cooldown. There's also Song of Aid, which I don't even believe is on my skill bar. Oh yeah, it is. It's right there. But yeah, I have those for healing. And then on the other hand, maybe going in the blue line, there's enough traits in the yellow line that would make it feel a little bit more supportive if you could somehow focus on that. But I think I will run through, get the little mini boss. I know I'm doing this out of order, but just well, I have some of my wrap up thoughts. Figured I could get this guy. So yeah, we'll see. I think the thing with Minstrel, in my experience, is not having too many comments with the whole yellow line removal and making that supplemental, but I think there could be a lot of positive to come out of it, and there are certain classes that I think could benefit from having 2 trait trees. I think Guardian's a immediately notable one. But it's not something that I'd at least immediately think every class should necessarily use. But my initial impressions, if I had to give a verdict from the experience today, is that I like the changes. I like the change, but it's not all that impactful to playing a red line minstrel. Like, I feel like more impactful is the anthem changes, the coda changes, the ballad changes, the damage balance changes. They, I think, overall just boosted the minstrel damage. So a lot of things like that aren't necessarily have to do with the removal of the yellow line and turning it into just supplemental traits. All that stuff that is outside of the removal of the yellow line as a spec, I think is positive. I think overall the anthems will just take a while to get used to, but that is pretty much the summary of my thoughts, I guess, with Minstrel, first impressions. So I think I'll get back to the the Dwarden for a little bit to wrap up this stream, but I've been going almost 3 hours, so we'll probably do that just for a little bit, then get fully wrapped up. Yes, I think if you were soloing and in the melody stance, you would have more survivability with that. There's a lot more utility. I didn't get to this, but Piercing Cry has a stun in melody stance and not dissonance stance, or at least has a chance to stun, or stuns when you get a crit with it, something like that. But the only way to get the stun is with the melody stance. Just doing cat cam while I'm switching my server. Gotta go back to Landerval. Am I on caps lock? That would make sense. Yeah, so I think the reason that they took away the stun from the red line is to give perhaps a solo minstrel an actual reason to go to the melody stance. From what I remember from the developer post, is they tried to make, let's see, I gotta get to the right character here. They tried to make the, yes, cat, stream is still going. Try to make the melody stance have a point of you switching to it, not just be like okay damage and okay healing. When she paused, here. When I'm done petting her and move my arm back, she paused me like that. I think she's trying to grab my hand to keep it from moving back. Anyway, oh. Here, we can actually go back to that. This is the new setup if y'all don't remember or anybody missed it. You get to see, let's see. Right here I have that's my Ethernet wire that goes up the doorway around it. This is better though, right? Actually, I think this one lost the poll by 1 vote when I had people, if anybody was not here, I had people vote. This is the new setup that we have right here. New setup. And old setup. There was a vote between the two and people voted. One more person voted for the old setup. So that one ultimately won. But we can temporarily use the new setup while I figure out what this Dwarden that I keep wanting to call a brawler. Because the only dwarf I played before really was a brawler. Oh, my legs need to stretch. New setup is good for chatting. That's true. I suppose it is fair to think that the old setup is better for gameplay. Maybe if I'm crafting, like if I'm just doing that basically AFK crafting, maybe that is when I could do the setup. So one thing with this new setup and whole desk thing is I don't have as good of a way to lean back while I am sitting. So even though I can stand, and that's all good, I'll say the audio might be slightly cozy for chatting. I suppose that works. Maybe she's thinking it's playtime. Oh, cat toy's on the floor. I can't reach it. Okay, so hopefully I'm not much quieter and y'all can still hear me, but this is basically as close as I can get to a leaned back setup here. I don't even know if y'all can see me anymore. I'm not quite sitting so far back, but yeah. Playtime or food time or sleep time for cats. Or, yeah, wreck the litter ban time. Hunt, eat, sleep, poop. Can't forget the poop. Okay, so what are we doing? I totally forget what this dwarf is doing. Oh yeah, so I was going to... Wait, have I been down there? Maybe it would be good to go down Foxton Road. I don't know, I feel like it's going to be helpful somehow. But I feel like going out on a more killing mobs type adventure, rather than deliver more stuff. Because I think... Well, I have one quest to kill a whole bunch of different things. That's actually Gamwitch. Well, there's nothing specific. See, that's the thing. I was thinking about going down here, but there really is nothing specific down this way for me to get to. Like, I have whoops. Like, all these different things I need, but again, no specific quest. So I'm thinking if I wanted to just, like, go somewhere, I would rather go somewhere that actually has a bit of a point for me to go. That makes sense. Like, I can get these shrews or whatever mobs I see along the way that I need, but I don't know if there's much point in me being aimless wandering down here. Yeah. If I was properly prepared, I could be in the range stance and use the boot. Maybe by that point, they wouldn't even have reached me. This class race restriction is against lore. Possibly. I don't know all that much. I was saying earlier on when I first made this Dwarden that it didn't really make much sense to me. Wardens are supposed to be agile, all that sort of stuff. Dwarves, as far as I know, are not supposed to be. Dwarves may be natural sprinters, but they're not really marathon runners like wardens. And yeah. Only thing with being in the range stance the whole time, besides the damage debuff, is the animations really are slower. I still don't remember hearing a Kazadai menu. Maybe I just haven't paid attention for it enough, but that is true. Hunters are supposed to be dexterous. Although I feel like the fantasy of a dwarf hunter is using a crossbow and kind of just sitting there less dexterously, less agile. Breaker? Might as well kill it. The only reason I'm hesitant to kill things is with the level 1 weapons. I really do kill things slowly. So that is one drawback of the Naked LOTRO challenge, is that so while there's excitement of the world being more dangerous and maybe even having a little bit more, like taking a little bit more time, I don't mind that. I'm less inclined to just go around killing mobs, especially for things like Slayer Deeds. So that is one concern, that Slayer Deeds might feel a little bit slow with this Naked LOTRO challenge, but again, we will see and can always adjust. I think when I get the legendary weapon, that will no longer be the case. That's a long ways away, but still not 100% sure how we'll go about doing the legendary weapon, and we'll see. Maybe at like level 40, it'll just be way too slow with a level 1 weapon, and I'll let myself have an upgrade there. Okay, so y'all have heard Kazadai menu? I just, every time that's come up, I must be, just not listening. Not paying attention. Might be hearing, but not listening. Postman. Oh, he's going to have me deliver stuff. Before we deliver stuff, I'll do the quests in town.
Hello.
Also, something I just remembered with Dwarden is there are dwarves that look very much so like wardens and as animals are. The Blood of Azog update zone. Oh wait, the Hobbit Childs are still here? I'll need to question these ones. Those must be leftover old. I don't know if it's a bug that their rings are back up, because they disappeared when I talked to the one that I guess actually progressed the quest when we had to head west.
Might I have a word?
Alright. We had our fun of killing mobs, but now we must do the real challenge. Make our way to Gamwich without any of the bounders or nosy hobbits seeing us. I think I turned all the quests in that I needed to. Yeah, I think Warden as a class is lore friendly, but somebody was asking about, I forgot exactly who actually, but asking about Dwarf Wardens specifically. I think Dwarf Wardens make more sense than Hobbit Champions though, and Man Rune Keepers. So if you had to like rank lore friendliness, I do think Dwardens would be above both of those. Piper is eager to game and give you all cat rubbing microphone noises. I could stop her, but that would be no fun. I don't want to give myself like a strict requirement to finish up the stream, but maybe a target to look out for is, I'm guessing maybe around level 21 is when we look to wrapping things up for the evening. That way I can get my evening snack and go to bed at reasonable time. Fortunately, I don't have all two. Ooh, what's this? Cowardly Boggart. There are no Boggarts allowed in my Yondershire. Yep, evening, 8:58 p.m. Practically nighttime. Actually, I don't know when it's sunset here. Maybe dusk would be better. Oh yeah, dusk was quite a bit ago. I forget it's so late. It's so warm. It was like over 90 degrees today. I forget it's fall. I think fall started today, actually. I don't know if Yondershire is efficient to level. It seems not inefficient. I expected it to actually be fairly inefficient, but right now it doesn't seem to be very inefficient. But I honestly... Old golf clubs. How are don't those belong all the way at the old links? My before lunch snack at 8:58 p.m. Yep, that is actually true. That I call my evening snack at this time lunch, but that is totally unrelated. I just thought that was funny. Let's see, I woke up around 6 a.m. I think this morning, so if I base my schedule around a 9-hour sleep schedule, which I don't really sleep that long, I think even if I had, like, if I fell asleep early and just, for me, slept in or whatever, I don't think my natural sleep would be all the way 9 hours, basically. I need to go this way. We'll take the pond route. Okay, there should be something right around here. Oh, the house. Okay, that makes sense. Class deeds. Oh, if I actually play this character long term, class deeds are going to be important because in the Naked LOTRO challenge, having every single trait point possible will be very helpful. Because I can't rely on gear. Virtues as well. Like anything that gives my character a benefit will become extra important because I don't have gear, basically. Dang. This reminds me to, not yesterday, but 2 days ago, when we had the door-to-door water salespeople come during stream. How many times am I gonna knock? You're right, go away. Hey, level 21. Does that mean it's time to wrap up? Bother. Oh, we have to scold. We'll see. I'll see if there are any other delivery quests, that type of thing. We haven't done any pie deliveries. So Kendrix, you said since you've started... Do you have to get that close to them? Since you've started watching me, you've not only played LOTRO more often, which that I could kind of see, but you've gotten yourself a cat. Hope you're enjoying your cat. I was going to say that looks like a bothersome neighbor, but not the one we need. So I think you have to be closer to scold them. Maybe when the ring disappears. This character, he's really good at crafting medium leathers. That's like his specialty, but honestly, I think he could also work as a bothersome neighbor hobbit scolder. He's pretty good at this too. How rude. Let's see. Have I done enough Yondering that I can get muster? I can. And I'm high enough level that I can use it. Is that my first muster skill? Wow. That is my first muster skill. So we're going to start. We'll go to the shield icon and we'll start filling in our musters. Okay, so we have to go back to Tyfield. Okay, as far as I can tell, that is all that we have here at Gamwich. I will track nearby quests to double check that, and that does appear to be the case. So I'm thinking I will head south and head back to Tyfield and see how that wraps things up. Yeah, Tom, I think I agree. Overall, I'm always a fan of, I know this is at the cost of perhaps some, what you would traditionally think of something that makes sense for what classes different races could be, but I think the more options overall are better with things like He kind of looks like a lore master, but that's a pitchfork, not a staff. He's also like leaning. I feel like he's about to fall down. Wolf leader. I don't know what wolves he's leading. Oh, I have all my gambit masteries. Good job paying attention. I did not do. I also just totally lost one. I love it in this one. Something's wrong. Maybe I'll eventually figure it out. I think that would be what was wrong. I feel like this is a test. Am I going to get it right? Yes, that is right. I have to go through the actions of some particular gambits that would make me use all the masteries there. Wow, this is a lot faster. I also gotta remember offensive strike. That is #1 gambit right now. Let's see. Oh, am I missing spam? Do we need more mods? If anybody wants to be a moderator, I might be able to use more. I think I have one moderator, and I'm guessing they're not here. Which I'm not blaming that single moderator, but it's just when you only have one. That's the third one tonight, actually. There's a yonder boar. Wow, we're level 21. We're higher level than the minimum level of the zone now. I know I've been using XP boosting things, but still. Bella, you can do it. Alright, you I trust. Welcome to the moderator gang. I think you'll now have a fancy blue name and everything. Gambit masteries definitely help. Like, even if my abilities don't do more damage, they just help the gameplay feel like it's moving along better. Hey, Bright Life. Yes, Dwarden time. Exciting class. Race combo time. Yeah, so Tom, that is pretty much what my first moderator, and when I asked before, longtime viewers have become moderators, similar with the Discord. But there's really not too much of a problem with that. Yeah, Blue Name Club. That's a fairly exclusive club right now. Hey, we got our first bit of Virtue XP, I think. Now, 4 Vitality. I was thinking I would wrap up when I got here to Highfield, but I might go out for one more little yonder adventure.
Good day.
Track nearby quests, because I certainly have more. So I'm thinking these quests on the west end. There's one at Tham on Mothier that I'm guessing will lead to a little bit more combat if I remember correctly. That Elven place is taken over by something. Don't remember exactly what. So, Lone Star, you want to make a Dwarf Warden now, and Warden intimidates you. That's exciting. I think Warden, of course, is a great class. Intimidating, could definitely see it being that, but I think you could get over the intimidation. I should do a movie night. Maybe. Oh man. I feel like it sounded like the maybe was like, nah, I don't like that idea. It's not that I don't like the idea, it's just something I haven't thought about too much, and it'd be, I think, a bit tough to set up. I should be killing things along the way. Knickerbreakers, sickle flies, wolves, bears. I don't know about lions or tigers though. I still think, in my experience, the toughest part with getting used to the Warden is not even necessarily remembering the gambits and all that, but doing that on top of working in the gambit masteries, these 9 abilities. They're also so important to get the most out of your Warden. Oh, here's a bear. So, you know, you kill animals all the time in games, and it's all fine, but when it says mother, that just makes me feel extra bad. I also have to remember to double check my gambits every once in a while to make sure I haven't gotten anything new that's actually very useful. So I'm not seeing anything. Good to know. We're almost getting to the closest I've been to dying. It's Boggarts. At first, this outfit was a little bit of a joke for this character, but I honestly have grown to love it. It's just so fitting for him. I don't know if I can ever change outfits with this character. Maybe eventually I'll get tired of it, but going to something like this, a more proper outfit, I don't know. Cody, somebody left a riddle earlier and I totally forgot to answer it. I feel bad now. I don't know if it was you, but somebody asked like what has holes and still holds water. I believe the answer was sponge. So I remember the question. I remember having the answer ready, my answer ready at least. And then got distracted by something. But sure, let's have another one. I still think, did I already say this? I might be repeating myself. So sorry if I just said this a few seconds ago, but I still think Hobbit Champion is probably the weirdest. I don't know, Man, Runekeeper, and Hobbit Champion. Those are the 2 weirdest of the new combinations for me. I think the Man, Runekeeper is so weird that I keep forgetting that's even a new thing with the update. Tall when I am young and short when old. I think that one I don't immediately know, which I suppose is good. But, oh, people are saying candle. So I was thinking with something like humans, some of them shorten when they're old, but they're also not tall when they're young. So it sounds like candle was correct. Here's the elf ruins.
How can I be of service?
Beat half-orcs. Oh, we get our first taste of real combat. Necrobreakers, boggarts, bears, wolves. We're getting to the half-orcs. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I can't resist trying AoE like this. It's just the way of the Warden. But with my gear, or lack thereof, I don't think this is a good idea. The whole point of the challenge, though, is to add danger. I don't want to be just scared to do things I would normally do. I don't know what heals I have. I think Persevere is it. Okay, we're gonna have to use morale taps and a lot of them. Also want another Surety of Death. Okay, we're healing up. Ooh, that bleed might get me. Conviction's a strong heal for this level, though. Okay. That was a little bit nerve-wracking, but maybe there's a preview of the excitement we will have with the Naked LOTRO challenge. A regular stream? Is this not a regular stream? Oh, Tom, you were wondering if I have regular stream or just do it from time to time. I have semi-regular is how I describe it. I don't like to try to force myself to a schedule because that will I think it will create bad stream content. So I try to work it in between whatever I'm doing with videos, whatever stuff I have going on otherwise in my life. Trying to just fit streams in as best as possible. Pretty much the best that I can offer right now is that I schedule these streams on YouTube so y'all can see them scheduled. And if I remember, I'll actually post them on Discord. Either the day before or early the day of streams. And typically when I do stream, it's going to be evening time, kind of like this. Start around 7 to 8 p.m. would be sort of typical. I know today's was a little bit earlier because it's extra exciting stuff. But unlike, say, in the spring or fall last year, really, I don't quite have my schedule figured out on days that are very good to stream, but I know Mondays are not. Tuesdays can be good. I did a stream this Tuesday. Thursdays can also be good. Fridays and Saturdays are hit or miss. Sundays are also a little bit hit or miss, but I expect to get back to kin content, so we'll probably regularly have that. That is one thing. My schedule was consistent around kin content, so I'd usually have Friday and Sunday evening streams in the past. So maybe we could get back to both of those regularly. But yeah, I know even with my kin and events, there's been a whole lot since we transferred to Landval and even had the Goondabat expansion. We've been as a kin kind of out of sync with schedules in a way and just off with events, but we've started to have some come back. Oh yeah, I was going to sit here, I'm like, okay, I'll get this nice huge gear upgrade, but nope. The struggles of the Naked LOTRO challenge. I am not allowed to equip these nice fancy elven shoulder pads, and it's bothering me. They look ugly. I guess that's the good news. I'm not equipping ugly shoulder pads. Hello, David. Going well, except I'm getting tired. I'm trying to wrap things up, but I'm having too much fun. Meals from age past. Oh, that's way over there. Did we ever... The Unlucky Adventurer, that's what I want to do. So I'll probably just do this Unlucky Adventurer. So the goal, Moose Cat, is to get all the way to the level cap. That is the long run goal of the Naked LOTRO challenge, is to get all the way to the level cap. I really see how far I can get before I really feel the need to equip gear. So I'm thinking slowly add things. So we'll get... Maybe I'll have to add a new weapon if things just get too tough, too boring. We need some excitement. Maybe we can add a weapon. I don't know if it would be both a javelin and a melee weapon. Maybe I could just do Warden Shield. I could do class item like that. Maybe I can let myself equip class item and then maybe Warden Shield. And the legendary weapon, when we get the legendary weapon, maybe we could even restrict traceries. Like maybe I can use the weapon but not equip traceries in it. So we'll see how it goes, but I basically want to see how long I can go with the least possible, like being as naked as possible. For all I know, we can go without the LI. Very much so doubt it though, but we will see. And no, the intention is I would play the game as I regularly would, so I'm not going to avoid questing. I'm not going to avoid challenging things. Is this the Hobbit child we're still looking for? Oh, he's at Lungo Bell. Okay, I don't think I want to adventure all the way up there tonight. Maybe we can get some of these bears and other wild creatures, though. Quite scary pulling all this many mobs. But we will go for it. Yes, Bright Life, that is the Naked LOTRO challenge. No armor. Right now I'm using my XP boosting armor, but that is only until I get to Evandem. Just help me get there faster. And then after that, it will be as naked as possible. And for the time being, also no weapon upgrades. So your Naked LOTRO challenge was different and got you banned on Twitch. That's unfortunate. Man. I feel like the spam bots would be good at that type of Naked LOTRO challenge as well. It's late and I'm slow. This is an uninviting portion of Yondershire. Still pretty though. Like this really looks like, okay, if we don't see the nice green area there and pink and white trees, this really looks like an area I could have just gotten out of Isengard. It's like the rough, desolate landscape. The thing that is nice with the Warden, though, is... Yeah, thanks a lot, Bright Life, bringing the spammers. Yeah, thing with the Warden is I actually get to use my dots. I get to see my dots do all their damage instead of just like 1 or 2 ticks, as I normally would. So that is a fun part. Main's still the best burglar race? I would imagine High Elf could be better if they have faster animations, but I don't know that they do. Like if you're looking for technically better. I don't know if there's anything else that High Elf would really offer. I'm at least immediately thinking of, though. I don't think I need shrews anymore. I believe we found all the shrewd up map bits. Sneaker breakers? Yes, still need some of those. Thoughts on Dwarf Champion? I'm not a big fan of dwarves, and I'm not a big fan of champions, so I probably won't play one. I don't think they're like a bad choice if you're interested in making a dwarf champion. Plenty of people like them. A technical comment on them is they do have, reportedly, I have not tested this or seen anybody, that this is the weird thing is people always talk about dwarves having slower animations. In particular, Dwarf Champs is one that people seem to focus on, having slower animations than man and high elf and elf counterparts. But there's always been, at least in my experience, a lack of evidence for that. I don't know if it's something that I'm just missing and people have actually posted real evidence of it. Or if it is, yeah, I don't know. But I just find that kind of interesting. I don't really need to use a heal, but there we go. Dwampian? I like Dwampian. And yeah, that's the thing with races. One of the reasons I just don't really think too much about the benefit drawbacks of them is I always recommend people just make the race that they like the most. Because for me, at least in my playstyle, if I chose like a character and made their race, their whatever, and just based on what was the most performant, I probably would not like that character, would not end up liking the game, and would end up quitting the game. I know that's not the case for everybody, but that's like why don't focus on it too much, I guess. Anyway, we need to talk to somebody. And they are way up north. Let's just track nearby quests. See, I don't see anything down south here. So it looks like a lot of my quests are, yes, back up to the north, and we have Mickle Delving for notice to the Postmaster. Maybe I should turn that in. So I'll head to Mickle Delving, and that will probably be the final thing for this stream, for real.
Good day.
Yeah, you can change race. Paying SSG some money. It's probably their, like, grand plan. Maybe they'll make dwarf animations for champion a lot faster than the other races, so people race change to dwarf, but then they'll decide that that was an accident, and then they make the dwarf animation slow again, but then they're slower than elves and race of man, so then people will pay to race change back, and it'll just be a continuous cycle. Maybe they'll even hit hobbits every once in a while. What was I doing? I had to talk to somebody. I had to talk to a postmaster, I think. That's right. Here, track nearby quest. That'll have me get it. I'm guessing people that play in the Hobbit area, the Shire a lot, like automatically know where the postmaster is here. Believe it or not, I have done these quests before.
It's been a foul day, it has.
Continue quest. So that one is going to be... Oh, we have to go inside. Okay. Yeah, the massive changes to monetization, I agree. Those are definitely great. Really helps. I mean, obviously, it really helps for free-to-play players. Now this one says carefully reviewing ledger. I think this character actually is carefully reviewing. Can almost read it.
Hello.
There's a map of Rovanian. This is the old Rovanian map that they used to have in the game. There's the Sea of Rune. There's East Rohan, West Rohan, Isengard. White Mountains, I believe. Fangorn. Brownlands. I mean, Great River, I think is what it's called in game. The zone name right there. Anyway, the Southern Mirkwood, Middle Mirkwood, Northern Mirkwood, Dalelands, Erebor, Ered Mithrin. This is before all this stuff was added to the game. Misty Mountains. Wait, was it? So this is, yeah, this is the Shire, okay. Yeah, so this would have been... I don't even think this was a zone yet in the game. Northern Mirkwood. Lothlorien. Clearly this was added after Rohan. Pretty sure this would have been after Rohan at least. Anyway. Distracted by maps. Very fun. Okay, so I'm back to Postmaster Proudfoot. Cody, I am on Langeval nowadays.
Can't a body be left alone? Might I speak with you a moment?
Travel to Waymeet. Isn't that in the Shire? Past the post, oh no. I'm going to do this so we can get out of the Shire portion of Yondershire. At least this portion of the portion of Yondershire in the Shire. Okay, Arkenstone lags badly. Yeah, Langeval has certain areas and certain Langeval servers that are particularly laggy. Fortunately, all the ones this character has been on have been not laggy, which is nice. I don't know if it's a similar case with Arkenstone. It's just something I've heard before we even transferred to Langeval. Something I've heard specifically with Langeval and have experienced on it. And have not experienced on other servers, so I don't know if the way the lag works is similar on Arkenstone, where you say it's sometimes lagging badly. There's a level 8 shrew. Not enough room. Destroy. Destroy. Destroy.
Just a moment.
Past the post, yes. We need to collect satchels for mail bound for Yondershire. Alright then. Am I going to have to do a walk to Needlehole or something? I don't know Needlehole, but it'd be like Needlehole is the Shire, but Yondershire would be no bottle. Oh, that's kind of funny, Cody. You said since you've subbed, you have not experienced lag. Maybe that's the way Standing Stone Game should do it. Pay to not lag. There he is. To the postman.
Hello? What do you need? Please stay a moment.
Uh-oh. Avoid nosy hobbits. Rushock Gate. Along the route to No Bottle. Yep, we are going to No Bottle, wow. How did I guess? And we have to avoid nosy hobbits. This is actually pretty great. like, I expected there to be satchel quests or like post quests, and I'm still expecting there to be pie quests. I've not run into any, which is strange. Maybe there aren't any in Yondershire, but I had the expectations for these quests to continue in Yondershire. But what I like is they actually send you back to the Shire to do a set of this. While it takes some time, it is fitting. It's so weird playing a dwarf. Also, still my favorite dwarf. Definitely my favorite dwarf I have played. That said, there are some great dwarves that I have played with. I'm going to see if anybody in my kin is on. I keep forgetting that this character is not on the kin. Oh, that was close. That's so scary going the bog way. There's a troll. I actually don't remember that stone troll. This is where it gets extra scary. I have to somehow get to the road without swimming. I'm thinking this gap is short enough, though, that I can make it. Jump just to be safe. Oh, this character, I need to get his, so we need to create new tab. We're going to move the new tab over here. I forget, every new character I make, I have to get set up for the kin chat to be in the bottom right corner where I don't even see it anyway. And then we're going to make this tab. You can't see it because it's like basically behind the cat cam, but I'm making it KFR, Kin Fellow Raid. And then we're turning off kin chat on the general tab. There we go. T-posing bear. That's actually a fun one to me. To Yondershire. Well, I guess we're not going to Yondershire today. Let's see, I'm wondering if I missed something here with chat. Bella, you're talking about a quest that has been there since you started playing the game? I wonder if that's the pie quest that I was talking about. Also, I have to be sure to avoid nosy hobbits, like, also going the right direction would help. Do I have to actually cross Rushshock Gate? Did I not do that? Yeah, I guess it is forcing me to go specifically Rushshock Gate. Okay. Now I'm actually a little bit worried about running out of time with this satchel, but it is time to reposition. I'm not seeing any hobbits, so I should have a moment to get my legs situated. Are people talking about word processor still? Seems like that's been going on a while in world chat.
Is there something I can do for you?
Oh, he's doing an inspection.
Just a moment.
Why didn't I just go the other way? Like, why did he want me to specifically go this way? I'm assuming that was the quest giver, because very clearly I could have gone a different way, right?
Please, stay a moment.
It is a pretty tame topic for world chat. I just, maybe it's just because it's late, I'm who are these people in the kin? I'm guessing that is a Hobbit champion if it's a new one. We have 2 high-level minstrels. Getting used to the minstrel changes, I'm sure. Or at least attempting to. But yeah, once we get to no bottle, I think it really will be time to set this down for the evening. Had a lot of fun. Dwarden, Naked LOTRO Challenge, Minstrel, all that's been exciting. I will say there's a lot of exciting LOTRO stuff going on. I'm thinking for the next week or so it's going to be a little bit tough, especially come next week, so we'll see. But next little bit I'll try to have daily or semi-daily, every other day content. So basically there should be a lot of content on my channel. I have a few different things that could be coming up that should be, I don't know, generally exciting. So on that note, I will go ahead, especially with this cat getting him, get wrapped up with this stream. And yeah, an hour later, once we do exit, it'll be time to set this down. That actually is very close to how it went, because it was just about an hour ago that I started with that. But this time it's for real now that we've had that hour pass. So yeah, I think, yeah, I covered future content. I have some videos actually in the backlog. Some of them need to be edited, but just trying to work them in. So it's a good time for content on my channel, which is all good news for you all. As far as wrapping up the stream goes, YouTube is really bad at remembering people doing super chats and memberships, but we had somebody. I am bad with names, so of course I forgot their name. Oh, it was like, it was a name that I did not know how to pronounce. I forget exactly what it was, but there was an F, an L, and I, maybe something thereabouts. But to them, I wanted to thank them for becoming a channel member, and particularly becoming a channel member, then immediately upgrading to silver tier. So appreciate that. And on that note, if y'all enjoyed this stream and all the stuff with it, a whole bunch of things going on, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content. And thanks for joining, chatting, and watching, everyone.